Greetings.
Hi.
Hello.
Yo.
Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
so hyped. I'm so hyped right now.
Welcome to Rolling Thunder D&D. I am your host and DM today, Dan, and this is our Liodos campaign, a homebrew world of mine, where my friends here have been joining me. An adventure through the world, discovering it as they go along. Hopefully they're all enjoying it, and you are as well. And is there anything we need to discuss? Anything we need to talk about? I don't think so.
I mean, I think we need to talk about this hype new music selection that we have.
Yes.
This is lovely, isn't it? Hopefully everyone can hear it.
We're ploughing money into this stream now. Absolutely ploughing it. I think we're almost at the same budget as HBO's Game of Thrones.
Didn't we commission several orchestras to play this? We've got several people playing.
We did.
Next to us. In our rooms, actually. Social piano players in each of our rooms.
I've got a saxophonist over in the corner.
Saxophonist, yeah.
A saxophonist,
Oh my god, we need a saxophone battle music theme.
Tell me about it. I've actually... Didn't we hire Kenny Loggins and the other guy?
No, we ran out of budget.
Kenny was too expensive, but didn't we get Iceman again?
Yeah, we did. Val Kilmer. We got some quotes coming up later.
Val Kilmer knows how to play the saxophone.
He's actually the campaign boss right now.
What is happening?
So the answer to your question is no, we don't need to know anything. Lead on.
Yes. We've updated our schedule and things, and we put it in the panels below. If you want to check that out, because it's been a bit out of date. So I'll show you when we're on. We're now on every Thursday. It's not Tuesday, Thursday. It's every Thursday at 8 PM English time, BST. So please check us out. And every other week we have our other campaign with our new DM we had last week, Kyle, who's taking us through the world of Eldaron. And we had our first session last week. I enjoyed it a lot. Did you guys have fun?
I had a jolly good time.
It was awesome.
It was really good.
Yeah, really. It's really strange playing in two, but they both feel so different, the worlds.
Yes.
It's two homebrew campaigns, two homebrew worlds, so we don't know what to expect. It's really, I think probably the nicest bit is it gives Dan a chance to actually breathe and be a player again.
Play for once.
And for all you forever DMs out there, you understand the pain. I just want to play.
It makes you a very effective player, though. Like, you definitely you can tell, like, you can leading us a little bit.
They're warped in the head. I'm sure a lot of them are just a little bit,
Anyways, if there's any changes to our schedule, you can check out our Twitter at rthunderdnd, where we'll post any updates on there and other interesting tidbits. And also, I've just added in a link in the panels below to our World Anvil, which is where I've been doing all the world building. It is spoiler free, so the players won't be spoiled on anything, but you can start to check out some of the basic lore, like the pantheon of gods, etc. So if you're interested, please feel free to check that out. But without further ado, we shall begin our session, I think. So, what happened last time? Let's have a little recap, shall we? So you were at... that's right. Lysander opened the altar, the chained altar, in the Chapel of Ursin, which was deep, somewhere deep in the Witherbark Woods, as the priest, Halfar, and the rest of the party watched on. After a sudden bout of sort of sickness and vomiting, which Lysander quickly recovered from, they investigated inside this altar, and there was inside another box, like a wooden box, which turned out to be what's called a null box, sort of like protects what's inside, or people outside from whatever's inside that's magical. Magic can't get through, basically.
Nullifying it, if you will.
Yes. That's quite a common thing, so the party recognised it. But inside this box, they found a worn old copy of this religious text in this strange foreign language of some kind. It was called the Narana Lume, or so said Halfar, the cleric, who was there with them. But the party finished up their business there, and they chose. Lysander chose to take the book with him, I believe. Druindar picked up one of the chains, I think, and is carrying that around. and you took the null box and you chucked it on the cart, and you headed on your way after resting up and recovering from the battle with the spirits. So the next day you left the chapel behind and pressed on eastwards or northeastwards through the woods, and before long the party found themselves at a deep gorge that blocked their passage, and they found across this gorge a series of like broken stone bridges which had been patched up with like smaller wooden platforms and like stairways and stuff, and they decided to investigate it before they risked something like trying to take their horses across this gorge, and as they did so they found themselves under attack by this huge glowing butterfly that silently sort of descended onto the bridge, was firing these beams of magical energy at them, and it proved a bit of a challenge. Even Akane took a bit of a beating from this battle, but through some peppering with ranged attacks they did manage to bring this creature down, and they're just recovering at this point. At the end of the last session they were recovering from the battle, and Lysander went into one of the nearby buildings and he saw some chests at the end of the room, and he decided to go and investigate, and as he did so a stone guardian or figure of some kind rose up behind him and looked as though it was making to attack. So
I'm in danger.
yes, you are in danger. So I'm going to move you back to the stone. That's the one. For any watchers, let's cut to that. There we go.
Thank goodness we took a long rest between battles.
I think this music is really just kind of a prelude to what to expect in this battle. Gentle, calm, loving.
Yeah, just like a Resident Evil save room.
Get ready for that playlist to switch.
So we're actually just gonna jump straight into a battle initiative here. So if you can all roll initiative for me.
Oh wow!
Oh, dear
Straight
God.
in there.
But for you guys who are outside, it'll be like a surprise round, so you won't get the first round, so to speak.
Oh, sorry, I didn't click on my dude, but
New tokens.
there we go. That's a sweet 7 for Truff. With 0 spell slots. Oh no, 1 spell slot. That's good. 1. That's exciting.
So is that all the rolls? We've got 7.
We doing it.
Jesus, look at the distance between. This is like when I play Call of Duty and I just run off.
Yeah,
Like
Wow, why does that not
deep.
surprise me?
Yeah. You shouldn't surprise anyone.
Oh, I'm confused. Alright, so the sun is 11, Truffle's 7, Command is not been rolled yet. Apologies.
Oh, I used martyrdom, I think, last battle.
Didn't the child of the moth become super friendly and fight with us? I remember that happening.
Look, guys, if we're gonna party wipe, we're gonna party wipe. Threat is
no
real.
Party wipe.
Okay, so Lysander, you hear this sort of stone start to fall down, hit the ground, and you turn around and you see this like hulking stone figure, maybe about 6 foot tall, and it's got these large, like chunky metal rimmed shields on each arm. And it's sort of like humanoid in shape, and it starts to advance on you. What do you do?
I will. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna.
No, not Black Bolt.
Not a classic Black Bolt. I'm just reading. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Friends on this creature.
Friends.
Can you do that in
And-
battle?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
isn't
it's
hostile
not- I've-
towards you. It's already hostile towards you.
Oh well. That isn't hostile towards me. Okay, well that kind of answers my question. Then
It's
I'm
like
gonna
Charm
give it a black.
Person Junior, basically.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to turn around, spin on my heels, give it a couple of black bolts, and then do one. So black bolt 1 incoming.
That's the Lysander we know and love.
Yep,
So
that-
black energy wrapped in white. This new kind of white kind of effect on my black bolt. So that's ignore the hex. I did not bonus action cast hex, which is a bit of a waste because it's still up. So 15 force damage.
Always cast your hexes, people.
Always cast your hex. It's I've got it for 8 hours now. So bonus action can transfer that hex.
That's a big one.
Black bolt
15. I guess.
23.
That'll hit.
That's a 23. That's another 10 force damage.
Yeah, I
So
think.
my,
Yeah, you
Wow.
really. Yeah, maybe Lysander's like he's keenly checking around. He's ready for this, and he turns around and blasts this thing with 2 bolts of this white swirl of black energy, and like chunks of this stone fall out of this creature, and it sort of stumbles backwards, and then rights itself, and starts walking towards you. But you're running away, I assume.
he's gonna walk towards me. So he's gonna be able to make it to me regardless of what I do. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Running and shouting, "There's a thing! There's a thing!" And that is the end of my turn.
Nice.
Oh wait, no! Stop! Bonus action. Transfer the hex onto it for next time.
That feels lesson 2.
Lesson 2. Remember, the bonus action can come after your action. And I'll give it disadvantage on strength checks.
It's ability check. Remember, it's ability.
Ability. Yeah. So such as a grapple. I don't know what's the grapple at.
No, it's things like athletics and acrobatics.
Which is a grapple.
Oh, right, that's true. That's true.
Anyway,
Do a
I'm not gonna be
backflip.
I'm not going to be grappling jack shit. So moving on.
So you're all still surprised, but the thing is now going to take its turn and move, stomping over towards Lysander, and it will do something, probably along the lines of smacking you, I would imagine. Let's see. Okay, so it goes to attack you, and that is a 14, which I believe does not hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, so yeah, you are maybe just out of reach as it sort of goes to like sort of smack you with this big shield and sort of just brushes the back of your leg, sort of thing. But that's the end of its turn, and it is over to. I don't know why it just skipped on. There it is.
Punch it!
I think Garland, in my head, he's still recovering from being knocked out, and he just sort of rights himself and figures out what's going on. He sort of pulls his sword out, but he doesn't immediately charge forwards. Then it's Lysander's turn again.
Oh, okay. I'm going to. Do I incur the? Yeah, sod it. I'm feeling dangerous. I'm going to move away from it.
Nice.
Does anything
Nice.
happen?
That'll be an opportunity attack,
Yeah.
Left
Wait for
nice.
it.
which is an 11.
No. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Turn around and fire down the. Fire behind me. Ping, black bolt 20, dirty 20. And that's with hex on this time. So that's 5 necrotic, 12 force. 17.
It's dead. It's exploded. It's game over.
I mean, that's a lot of damage in.
And then another one for 22.
Yep, that hits.
4 necrotic at 8 force.
You're doing it, Peter. You're doing it.
Describe how you kill it.
Okay then. I guess I'm kind of running and I just like turn around, not really looking, and just like fire, bang bang, and it just kind of they just impact into it, I guess, and I kind of skid to a halt, turn around like oh, and then just everything's fine.
You just sort of like blast it, and like maybe the centerpiece sort of like blasts out, and the arms sort of clang to the floor. Just like a couple of legs standing there.
Anyway, so I started blasting.
Yeah.
I imagine as well, from our angle as well, all we hear is just like we just see this kind of black, white light energy down this hallway. It's like dun. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's like, help! There's something. Oh no, wait, doesn't matter. It's dead.
Just so you know, that was a CR4 monster. Lysander just soloed it in 2 turns.
Phenomenal cosmic power.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nice. So, what are we doing? So, obviously, there's still the chest in the room, which you're about to investigate. If you want to look in there, and whatever the rest of the party's doing.
I guess the rest of the party would probably, I guess Truffle at least, would cautiously poke his head round the corner just to see Lysander. I poke my head, and what do I see as I look at like round the corner?
You just,
I
you
just-
just
I'm just
saw it
like-
running back, and there's like a wreckage of this stone man just like blasted across the floor.
sides. It came at me. I just.
But
Just.
the pile of rocks,
Yeah. Believe it or not.
not.
I choose not. I'm gonna walk over and give it a kick, investigate it a little bit, see what's going on with it.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
we've all-
see,
I think
it's got like
we're
bits
all
of like
wondering.
brass and like mixed in with the stone, but it seems like it was just, I don't know, some kind of magically animated guardian creature of some
There's-
kind, basically.
There's no obvious power supply, like a nice magic-y crystal or something like
Oh,
that.
battery pack.
A couple of double A's.
No.
Oh, that's a D cell battery at least for one of
fat
those.
D cell. Alright. I'll gingerly step over it, and then when I look back I'll be like, there was a chest, and I guess he didn't want me to touch it. Joke's on him.
Right.
So,
Is he the only one?
I think so. It was stone, I didn't see it.
Well, maybe we should all go in there together this time.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
all stick together.
And,
Maybe we shouldn't open up boxes just like without each other.
I think I actually think that maybe Lysander's going to be okay, and I kind of look at you in that way that I suspect something was up. Right, I was crouched down before, you know, when we were back here fighting, and I kind of was a mess, and I was spitting blood. I was in real trouble, and you were just there hurling black bolts like I've never seen before. Yeah, with this energy and this kind of vigor that I've never seen you possess before. So I think I'm a bit suspicious, and I'm trying to alert you to the fact I'm a little bit suspicious that something's happening. As I spit out blood outside of my mouth.
Whatever. Don't care. Oh my god.
And have you changed that? Do you think you're walking around with your chest out more and stuff like that?
No, I think he's still a bit. I think he's still a bit like. He's a little bit shell shocked. I remember last week. He was a little bit like. He's still a little bit exhausted from the whole ordeal, but he's not like, oh, I'm awesome.
How's Akane feeling following Druindar's god loving?
I think she's fine, right? You know, I think she's just a little bit like suspicious of what's going on. Between,
I mean, having seen that on the edge of that wall where where Druindar was standing previously, he's just like, oh my god, that was amazing! I gave Akane a cheeky look as he walked past, like, yep, when are you gonna pay me up? Wait,
Druindar?
I can't remember what we agreed. I think it was a sweet rune or something you were gonna make me.
yeah, I want your necklace
That was it. The necklace.
that I made you in the first place.
Yeah, but you're gonna imbue it with something.
Yeah, that's gonna take me ages.
Druindar.
Yes, little man.
So, why are we not talking about that giant moth? What was that? That just happened.
I have no idea.
Have you seen one before? You know these woods, right?
I haven't seen anything like that before in these woods.
Right.
Never, ever. But did you see? Did you see what Akane did?
I know, he's great, isn't he?
Akane?
Lysander.
I know, he's also great. Isn't he?
Really great.
Like, he must be like he must have trained in the bardic schools, but like, I know it so much longer than I have. I can't do anything like. Do you see what he was like a bolt? It was black and white. It was so powerful.
You could say inhuman.
I think I pushed past you at this point, and I think I'm going in.
Yeah, but I'm inhuman.
to inspect the chest.
Okay. Good. It's like got a little padlock on it, but it's so rusted you can quite easily just like give it a quick smack with your umbrella and it just breaks off. And inside you lift up and it's quite dusty and covered in cobwebs, but inside you find 2 potions of healing.
Ooh.
Which is, I would say, the only potion that you guys would easily recognise. Another potion of some kind, a bottle, and 245 in gold and silver pieces, assorted in a small cloth pouch.
Are we still adding that group loot tracker stuff?
Yep. I'll do that.
Thanks.
And not a whole lot else.
Looking around the rooms, did you say there was another chest?
Yeah, the other chest is sort of like in disrepair, and clearly nothing in it. If you check inside, there's nothing inside. Sort of like busted and broken.
So, should we continue on? See if we can find a way to cross.
What
make
about
sure
the
there's nothing
horses?
else.
Yeah,
I'm worried about Simon.
We need to, yes. We do need to find a way across this gorge. This is why we're investigating. Make sure there's no other beasties. Or, what time is it, roughly, ish?
It's afternoon time.
Or we could have another little wander around and maybe then go back out to where the horses are, set up camp for the night.
Yeah, let's investigate the wooden platform that we were on before. I'd quite like to go and retrieve my javelins, which I very nearly lost, but luckily did not.
Oh, didn't the wooden thing collapse and just?
It did. The large wooden platform in the middle that sort of collapsed and it's now sort of currently bridging sort of the chasm, sort of.
But the monster's on it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I start to head back to go over to the platform. Can I walk on this platform?
You can walk on it. It's
Safely?
a little like you step on it. It's a little bit kind of like whoa.
Isn't this the one which is suspended over like a 50-foot drop?
Yeah,
100
as
foot
I
drop.
was saying, the stilts are broken and it's sort of fallen, so like it's got one end on each side of the, like kind of where it is now, but it's just suspending across the gorge, and the gorge it varies, but it's about 60 to 80 feet deep, roughly, where you are now.
Drew, where are you going?
Get my javelins.
Drew.
From where?
Over here, and I just kind of stomp onto this platform.
Drew!
It's a bit wobbly, but it just fate will decide, right? So I go and retrieve my javelins.
You yank them out of the side of the butterfly.
Yank them out. Is there anything interesting about this monster now that I'm pretty close to it?
I mean, it's definitely not like anything you've seen, Druindar, and it's clearly some kind of arcane creature. It's got like this like twisted unicorn horn on top, and like it's got all these tendrils coming out the bottom of it. But other than that, it kind of seems like a really large, like glowing green butterfly, basically.
Okay. I yank the javelins out and I start to walk over here to the edge, just to see if it tips when I do so.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to, and everyone can see it sort of like.
Yeah, then I walk over to this side and see if it tips the other way.
Fly, you fools!
Yeah, and it's not like fully like tipping because it's like suspended. It's not like sort of flat on both ends, but it's sort of, your weight is causing it to start to just so slightly teeter.
Okay. And this ladder here is no more because the platform's dropped onto the land, right?
You can imagine that's just like flat on the floor at this point.
Yeah. And this is suspended, right?
Yes, so that is attached to the top of that building where Garland is right now, which is about, I forget how high, like 20 foot high or something like that.
Okay. Based on my investigations of this platform, could you pull a cart over it?
I mean, you could certainly try.
I come back. I'll just say to Truffle, I've had a walk around, and this looks stable enough to carry the cart over.
Truffle has now discovered he possibly has a fear of heights. His palms are sweaty, and he's pressed himself right against. Watching Druindar bounce around close to 60-foot drops, leaning and watching the platform through that, has got him worked up. Why did you do that?
See if we could pull the cart across it.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there another way?
I can't see one. Can you?
I have. What about? I mean, can I? I'd like to go like maybe here and this. So these. I was trying to remember how it's all structured, right? So this, this gang. So in theory we can go. It's so hard to not point and not be able to. So in theory, could we go along here, and then along this bridge here? Are these connected? That L shape.
So the wooden platform there and goes up to the building that you're sort of standing on now, and then that is up. You're like about 20 foot in the air, and then that bridge, which is here, which you were fighting on earlier, is above you still, about another 10 feet or so.
Bugger. So the only way across that gap, realistically, is that platform here from this end.
It's up to you guys. You can use
I
your
don't
ingenuity
kill
or
Simon.
decide to try and go around the chasm. That is basically the choices that you've got.
I don't like it.
I start heading. Druindar starts heading back towards Akane and Lysander.
I think before you do that, I would like to maybe just kind of have a moment with Lysander. So I think as you went off to check the platform, I think I would have just kind of stopped Lysander from going just a little bit, not in a kind of aggressive way, and just be like, "Hey, Lysander, can we talk a little bit?"
Of course, Akane. Well, what do you need?
I just want to make sure everything's alright with you. I know we talked about this previously, but what I saw back there is way beyond any magical agility that you had before. You seem to be kind of able to do a lot more in a lot shorter time, and trust me, I know from kind of magical exhaustion and exertion, that sort of kind of growth doesn't happen overnight.
Apart from feeling a little bit exhausted, I think possibly the book. I was reading it, and it's got some information in there about something similar to what I do with my bolts. There was just a little line that made me think, yes, maybe I could try that, and it seems to have worked. Perhaps the book is actually giving me a bit of power. I don't know.
I appreciate you being honest with me. Just look, talk to me if you're feeling any different. Kind of we're dealing with some pretty hardcore magical artifacts, and I probably want to put this in my update as well to Tyrion. We should probably kind of check in with him, make sure he knows where we are, what we're doing. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah. I mean, what exactly would you be saying? We found a book, and Lysander's killing monsters? I don't.
No, I mean, I'd like to document just everything that's happened. We did find a book which was Ardenium chains that you read and threw up on, yeah, and then basically threw up. It just, kind of something doesn't sit right with me. I don't know quite what it is yet.
Do as you must.
Okay, but you will tell me if something's wrong, right?
I would tell you if something's wrong, of course.
Okay. And I think then I kind of turn as I hear Druindar approaching back from his folly.
So what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Yeah, so I give the information that I've discovered from walking about on the platform. I say, I've had a walk around on the platform, got my javelin. I think we can carry the cart across there, no problem. What do you guys think? I can't see another
just so
option.
matter of fact about it.
It seems the quickest way to me.
It seems the best way to lose all of our supplies in the middle of the Witherbark Woods.
Have faith.
In who?
Lysander.
I think if you look at me when you say that, Akane, I think I roll my eyes a little bit. Like, oh
Okay.
god, like, oh god,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
We're on the path for a reason, and the path has brought us here. The platform has collapsed and is standing across the land. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. It's
Why don't we push ahead, right? We'll see if we cross it other way, and then kind of figure out from there whether it's best to go back and get the horses and Truffle's cow, or whether or not we can just go around.
Sure.
Okay, so I think we're gonna try and find our way across. So I guess go back to the room where Garland is, and head to this path here.
Okay. So that path again, let's say, it's sort of like similar to the one when you first joined the bridge. It's like this suspended wooden bridge on the sort of stilts, and it's a bit kind of rickety, but otherwise reasonably solid. And it leads you around back to another sort of stone building, which leads across the bridge again down here. So who's doing what here? You're all just going down there, are you?
I don't know when you say it like that.
I mean, you guys need to declare what you're doing. You can't just all stand around and wait for me.
I don't know, but when you say it like that, there could be, there's statues here. Maybe it's best before we head on, everybody, that we take a short rest. Kind of tend to our wounds, just in case we run into anything else like Lysander did.
Do we want to take a rest by the horses?
Yeah, I think so. Let's go back and feed them up, make sure they're okay as well.
Okay.
So you were taking a short rest?
Yeah, so we have to cross this bridge, don't we?
Yeah, you can cross that bridge, and there's not really any huge danger if you just sort of stay to the middle.
Ah!
Yeah, you don't do anything crazy like jump on the edge of it or something.
Like a dad in an elevator. Okay, cool. Then little short rest.
Nothing happens.
Like
during
a
the
nose
short
roll.
rest. It's an uneventful hour passes.
So I'd like to do something with that hour. I'd like to take my mess kit and try and fashion a head brace that's goblin size, that looks like it might fit Truffle's flute in it. Using my armor as tools.
You're doing what? Sorry.
I'm trying to make a head brace for Truffle's flute.
Okay. And do you have what? You're just using
Like a mouth
tool,
organ
like
piece.
like tools and a mess kit.
Yeah, so my mess kit. So I'll use the wire that I use to hang over pots over the fire. Probably bits of handles kind of that exist on those kits to try and just create something like kind of like a head brace, but not so.
Can it flip down like night vision goggles?
No, it's very, very, very simple. And it's
Like
just
a
kind of
unicorn horn.
What's that?
Pops out like a unicorn horn, flicks back down.
I mean, that's potentially a custom model we can talk about in the future, but I think it's it's one that I kind of used back in the fighting days. That generals used to keep kind of their horns and kind of way to maneuver people around. So I'd like to do something nice for Truffle based on what he did in the last battle.
Roll survival.
Nice.
Question while he's doing that. If I go over my current hit points with my hit dice, does that give me temporary hit points, or do I just hit to my max? Cool, thought so. Thank you, Adam. I was hoping it was. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Why
But...
you just coming out of nowhere?
I just don't know. We always take long rests.
26.
You are successful in whatever it is that you're trying to create.
Excellent. So I call over Truffle towards the end of the hour. Hey Truff, come check this out.
Okay.
So look, I was in a bad shape back there, and that was probably one of the messiest fights I've ever been in. I've never been so close to death as long as I can
You've been in
recall.
wars.
Yeah, but generally as a castellan, you can wield much more power on the front line against
That
humans.
was a butterfly.
Yeah, I mean, and it was severely magical as well. Anyway, I know you exerted yourself quite a lot, and it reminded me of this general actually. He used to command the troops in battle, and one of the things he used to do is kind of command with the sound of horns. And he used to fix it in front of his mouth so that he could keep his hands on his crossbow and his sword. And it's crude, and it might not be completely what you need, but I saw you fiddling with your crossbow and your flute back there, and I was wondering maybe whether or not this could actually just come in handy for holding a flute during battle. I need to make some adjustments to put it in front of your mouth, but it should make.
I don't think you realise how big Truffle's like. The cat from Puss in Boots' eyes right now. They are big and wide, and his mouth is open, and he's flapping his gums like a fish out of water.
Yeah, and I imagine I'll put it around you, and I'll be like fitting it, and I'll use my armor as tools to like bend it back and be like. And what's your flute look like? Is it like panpipes, or is it kind of a?
It's a pipe, and it's made of this sort of like bone-like material, right?
Yeah.
And it's definitely got like a magical feel about it. But
Oh,
otherwise,
nice.
it looks
And
kind of like a normal plain flute.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I guess this brace comes down a bit like that. It kind of hooks on, and you kind of you clip it in, and I adjust it and bend it back just so it kind of is at your mouth level. And I'm like, there you go. That should kind of serve you until we can get something better made.
And just to be clear, this is like a very rickety, like not like a perfect thing, but it was
No,
work
not
for the
at all.
purposes that you guys are looking for.
Yeah, I think for me it's about kind of reducing switching time during battle, because that's what I observed. I think, and I wanted to do something nice for him. I kind of, and I didn't have the materials available to me, but kind of it's just something, right?
So as it's placed round his neck, it's very, for the first maybe 5 to 10 seconds, it's very much like a drunk girl in a club trying to catch a straw from her drink. It's a
very particular description.
then,
Thank you.
Vivid. But then he gets it, and it's comfortable. You know, he can play with one hand. He tries with both. He tries with, it's comfortable. He'll very much get used to it, and he gives Akane a little hug.
Oh, I'll hug
and
you
then
back.
nuzzles into her head, and then skips off to show Garland.
He's characteristically, he's very excited by everything that you're excited about. He's like, "Oh, show me how it works. Show me how you play it without holding it," sort of thing.
But I think as you're doing that, you're showing him I'm taking sketches as well for like a version 2, and I've already got like 5 things I've already spotted about.
Oh, sketches of the mechanic. I thought you were sketching me and Garland playing together for like a family scrapbook.
Yeah.
Prototypes only. So I think, I think I'm kind of having a few drinks, expending a few hit die, and
At this point, I actually take out the and show Garland the prototype 147 armor schematic that Akane gave to me from the first episode, and showing Garland how Akane goes to create these fabrications and how much give us some more time, and this could be so much bigger. It's very exciting.
He's like, I do not understand, but it looks very impressive that she can create this herself.
Yeah, it's amazing.
As Garland looks over to me, I'm swigging wine.
He's sort of like, you imagine he's kind of like, really?
yeah. Like picking something out of teeth. Yeah.
Cool beans. So you guys all have your short rest uninterrupted. So it's still, it's late afternoon time. Sky's cloudy, but otherwise, it's a mild
Music
day.
is lovely.
It's good music. I am enjoying this music. It's good.
I slaved over this music. You'll damn well enjoy it.
Well, I think it's good. So what we doing? Talk to me.
So after I've fed Simon the Shetland pony cow, and I suppose I'm gonna ask the group. So we're gonna go on, but do we want to take the animals with us, as we know that first area is clear? I don't see any other way, and we need them, right?
We do. Perhaps it's wise to empty the cart and take the things over piece by piece, rather than having a large weight on the platform at one time. Although I'm sure a horse probably weighs just as much as a cart.
And just to help you guys out, because you seem to be struggling a little bit, you could go around. You could choose to try and go around. You have no idea how long it would take you, or what you would find. You could try and go all the way around this gorge.
This is the only bridge over, isn't it, that we can see?
I mean, as your current position, you can just see gorge left and right, but you could travel 5 minutes and get to the edge of it, or you could travel for half a day and get to the edge of it, sort of thing.
Could Akane not build a ramp? How high is this platform here above us?
200 feet.
So
in
that
the
one
clouds.
is about, if I recall, about 30 feet above you.
It's a lot of wood.
Does your
So
ramp go that high?
No, but I could build some pitons. Oh, we could set up some crude.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna
I
up the cow up there.
Hoist the horses up.
I was gonna say, if we could get a ramp up there, and then we could just
jump them.
walk. We could just walk across this stone platform, and then try and get down the other side, and then another ramp on.
Dwayne
the
the
other
Rock Johnson can jump a skyscraper. All we need is enough speed, and we can jump these puppies on there.
Because it only goes
can't
up
then-
15 feet, right?
It's 15 feet high.
side. What about if you did two really quickly on top of each other?
I'd say one at a time, sort of spin
A
off.
stack of horses.
Yeah, they don't last long as well. 10 minutes. It's just too much. I think Akane's leaning towards, and to voice their opinion, that it doesn't feel like we can get the carts and the horses with us. It feels like we're in the middle of the Witherbark Woods, and it's not something that I'd want to risk. Everyone's safety. I think we should at least get some more intelligence and see if we can travel around.
I think we should go around. I'm worried about Simon.
I'd rather go around as well.
Okay,
Meta. And Lysander would.
I mean, that's fine, yeah. So it sounds like you guys are going to try and go. Do you want to go north or do you want to go south? So imagine you're heading east and this is sort of cutting a path.
Flip a coin?
Yes.
Druindar, what do you think? We should probably go around this, right? Do we head to the north or do we head to the south?
I would suggest we head north.
Feel pretty confident. Yeah, I agree with that then.
Yeah, but he was confident about the.
I'm still
platform.
confident about crossing it. I checked one of my charms, and it feels good.
Nice. So you guys unhitch your horses and you get your stuff together, and you start heading north with the chasm at your right, and yeah, you travel along that way, and it lasts for a while. You travel an hour, and the gorge is still at your side. A couple more hours, it's still there, and it starts to get to evening time. You know, the sun is almost completely set by the time you reach a point where the gorge sort of starts to taper off, and you're able to sort of head eastwards. And you sort of, I guess you would, especially Druindar, who seems to be, you know, quite adept at tracking the forest. He's like, you know, if we head this way and sort of angle ourselves a little bit south, we should hopefully get to where we were heading. But at this point, it's safe to say you're off the beaten track. But it is now evening time, so I would suggest now would be a good time to rest, perhaps. You can keep travelling if you desire.
Dan says sleep, so we sleep. Do whatever he says. I'm scared.
So I think we're going to set up camp. I'll probably announce to the group it's getting dark. You know, kind of it looks like it's sitting otter. It looks like it was a good decision. We should probably kind of rest up here, folks. Make camp.
Cool. So you guys have camped several times already. You all know the drill. Unless anyone's doing anything specific, just feel free to pipe up.
Are we in forest or field?
No, you're in like.
But woods, aren't we?
Yeah, you're in.
Yeah,
you're
we're
in the woods.
We've just walked around a gorge.
Yeah, so I would say you got to the top of the gorge, and then you sort of went around the edge of it, and then you started heading, you know, for maybe half an hour, until you found a decent clearing or somewhere where you could stop and set up camp. But you are in the woods proper now. Yeah.
Oh yes.
So standard making ready for camp then.
Camp
Yeah.
Standard making ready.
Unseen servant, all that malarkey.
Troubles fluting.
And unless there's anything special, we can just roll our watch checks or perception checks.
I would like to spend time before sleeping reading the book of
First,
Ursin.
Okay.
Truffle perceives.
Narunalume.
Naranalume, indeed.
So Truffle's doing my night shift, whenever that is. Don't know whether it's first or second, but whenever it's dark and nighttime-ish.
I've got Kane, Druindar, Truffle, Lysander as my standard watch schedule.
Yeah.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Remember now, you all are now level 5. You've leveled up.
Oh!
You may now unleash the character sheets.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh, improved shield of denial. Oh.
And for, as most people probably know, level 5 is a big turning point for most character developments. You know, people get extra attacks, their cantrips improve, they get 3rd level spells, so the party's now going to be quite a significant amount stronger, I would say. So,
And we've been really struggling up to now. So
there have been times where it's looked a bit hairy, and now maybe,
Yeah.
you know,
that's true. There'll be no hair this time.
it still won't stop you from being able to not hit flying things during dark, but you know. You still got your 2 javelins.
3 javelin.
They got 3 javelins, nice.
And DM Dan, for people that don't know how to, take the average hit point, what would your advice be to them? Definitely not me though.
Well, obviously, when you level up, you gain more HP. You can either roll your dice and add on your Constitution modifier. You can take the
Hit die
average.
plus your con.
Yes. Don't know.
So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna feel brave.
Yeah,
I would say when you get to level 5, you've already
that's
got
a 6.
you've already got a chunk of HP. You're pretty safe to have a roll and see how you get on. If it's crap, then I would say probably next time I would take the average. But
And
why not?
roll, sorry, Dan?
What's
Your
that? Sorry?
hit dice.
Are we
Plus
just rolling a
the
d20?
No.
No, yeah, I think you've already done yours, haven't you? Because you leveled up to 5 already.
No, I haven't rolled. I haven't rolled for hit points.
So for barbarian, it's D12. So yours is either you do a D12, or I think it's 7 is the average.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I believe.
I'll take a d12.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, that's huge. He just rolled an 11.
That is
Huge.
great.
That is big.
Good rolls. Can't I got the? Is that your average? Can't
No, so I rolled 5, and then I add 5, so it's 10 total.
Oh, yours is the 10. Mine's an 8. Okay,
So I've got a huge con. As well.
Lysander, do it. Roll it.
You
Roll
do
it
add
hard.
your con on there, Charlie. So it's 11.
Oh, I
plus
add my con on there.
Yeah.
On top of it, yeah, mate. You killed it.
The big con number.
The modifier, so plus 2 or 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah, you don't add like 20 points to it.
I'm just
31 health.
6.
Oh, I get my bardic.
59
back.
health.
That is
Oh,
big,
my
eh?
bardic inspiration is now 8. The D8's now people.
That's big.
Inspire.
That is another big thing for level 5.
5. I am
alright,
I'm so weak.
Because it's a D8, so the average was 5 plus, wasn't it? It's roll a D8 or take 5.
Oh, he got 4 plus 1.
Oh, D8. Sorry.
I'm too weak. Anakin.
What else goes up?
Dead power.
Oh, level 3 spells.
I'm such a glass cannon. What's everyone's max HP out of a meta question? Just
48.
55.
59.
What are you, 12?
33.
Ooh, phenomenal.
I'm too weak.
So, Lysander, whatever you do, just don't solo anything.
Yes.
Did seem to stop him earlier.
Oh, baby.
Man alive.
Blast it.
Man alive.
Spell slots back. Should we talk about kind of what else has happened for our characters? I guess.
Yeah, but feel free to share. Like, if there's any key changes that you're making or key spells you're taking.
Spider-Man waking up in the morning all rippling with abs. What?
So I think for Akana, it's Castellan. She gets improved Shield of Denial. So as you know, her Shield of Denial is all around kind of connecting to her fortress world and unleashing this kind of vapor which imbues her powers and her spells. But at 5th level, it's more refined and my shield is easier to wield. And actually, so my charge attack now does more damage. But what I can also do is that buffer of temporary HP I get from my Denial stance, I can now channel into my Shield Blast, which is just BA. So I'm really looking forward to just kind of creaming some fools right now.
I'm just interested because
Creaming some fools.
So creamy.
Are you going to be thematically, is your shield going to change, or is it just going to look the same?
Oh,
I mean, that's not leading the witness in any way. This is...
No, I mean, so this is it. Really, it is a. I wonder, could it change in a way that maybe kind of is something she hasn't done herself? Because I know the Castellan is very proud of designing their shield, but I know could it. I don't know. How could maybe I could just channel like a whole bunch of runes I've seen in my dreams, my visions, into the shaft of my umbrella, to make it more powerful. Is that something you'd be up?
Take whatever poetic license you like.
Brilliant. So I think the key to the shield and the ability to channel all of the vapor and energy that I have is the runes that I've cast on it, and it's got one big rune on the front of it. But I think what I'm going to be doing over that course of that long rest then is, all these visions I've been having of these kind of distant starships, I think I'll have much more clarity about kind of the symbols and what they do and how they channel power in a much more efficient way. So I spent 8 hours in a fucking trance, and I think my eyes are glowing white, just fucking hammering these runes into, using my armor as tools into the kind of pole of my umbrella.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the prompt. Witness led.
You're welcome.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed.
Overruled.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sustained.
Okay. Anyone else got anything interesting to share?
Yes, but I will do it in character.
Okay, cool.
Just quickly, DM, one comment. I guess so. As a Castellan, I get a prime tenet, right? Which is like a path that I choose. I've gone for martyrdom, which now kind of my shield blast now 1d10. Does that mean that my improved shield is now 2d10? Because actually, it should be 2d8 normally.
I don't know. I forgot. That's something I've missed. So I have to check.
Impossible. You never miss anything. So
apologies. I would say, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it does damage, so I would say it's 2d10 until I review it and decide otherwise.
Take that way.
Apparently, it's always better to have something very powerful and then bring it back, because the other way round, people don't use the ability, so it never gets tested.
I mean, he's got to use it as his attack.
Yeah.
Sucker.
yeah.
The Matt Koval method, I believe.
Yes. So we're all leveled up. You've rolled your perception checks, which I completely forgot to do stuff with.
All I would say is just remember, and I will remind you guys as and when I do. So, two things. One, my bardic dice are now d8s. Two, I recover them on a short rest. So remember that it's a d8, because I'm going to be throwing a whole load of them at you. Because they're based on, I think they're based on my con or my dex or something like that. So I've got 4 of them. So I'm going to be like.
Pretty sure it's your
Go for
charisma.
sleep. Charisma. One of them.
Being a bard.
So, whatever you've been maxed.
Either way, there's a whole load of inspiration coming your way. Just get ready.
Oh, lovely. I think, I think that's probably like in canon, like as a result of Truffle's now ability to play his flute with no hands.
Yeah, he's discovered the power of love.
Who has got the diplomat's pouch?
I have.
What? You do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said I was going to send a note to Syria.
Well, whilst you're all getting ready.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I haven't decided what it would. Maybe there's like a little gem on it that flashes or something to let you know there's a message. And whilst you're all getting your camp set up, you get a message, and you open it up, and inside there is like a piece of paper in one of the 2 sections where there was not one before. A piece of parchment, I should say, not paper. And you get a message from Syrian, and I will let you read it.
Ooh.
Ooh. So
Okay.
you can
As long
read
as
it for the benefit of the viewers, or as much
As long-
as little as you like. There you go. It's in your journals.
It's like Love Island when the phone goes off.
We got a text.
It's lengthy, so you feel free to read it and then give it a dialogue.
I think as I'm kind of hammering these runes into my umbrella, I just kind of notice this flashing coming from the basket, kind of where my armorer's tools are, and I'm leaning in, and I just see this thing glowing. And so I reach down.
reading voice.
I reach down. I
Oh,
reach
okay.
down.
Oh my.
There we go.
And
Hello.
I pull out the pouch, diplomat's
Oh,
pouch,
Why are you speaking like this?
and I reach it. and I reach into the pouch. And I say, hey everyone, I think we've got a message from Syrian. And I'm like,
Oh, you mean the royal advisor to the Crown of Galanar?
exactly, the very same one. So he says, so he says, greetings. This is Syrian Telma. Duh, like he's the one that gave us the patch. Well, it could be Beatrice. She scares me a little bit. Anyway, scribing on behalf
Doesn't
of
write
Royal
her own
High-
letters.
scribing on behalf of Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice. Oh God. Okay, so we haven't sent a note to them, so be prepared for the worst, I guess. It has been roughly a week since we sent you out on your journey in the name of Galanar, and so I suspect high time that we check in on your progress. As such, I request that you please write your report on one of the sheets of parchment provided with your diplomat's pouch and insert it into the empty compartment. The original will disappear and a copy will arrive with us immediately.
So
You may be as detailed or as brief as you like. However, I trust you will not exclude any key information. I think at that point I look at Lysander. If you encounter any roadblocks that you are unable to solve, I will do my best to provide aid. However, our powers to assist and remain unconnected to your actions are somewhat limited to an advisory capacity. Do not forget your royal seal. Should you find yourselves being blocked on account of authority, remember to activate it. You must simply apply a small measure of magical energy to reveal the royal glyph, a symbol that either friend or foe will recognize. You should be aware that the political situation in Galanar is somewhat coming to a head, and things are beginning to move quickly. And I'm just under my breath, I'm like, goddamn Leopoldo. I'm not sure how much the princess wishes me to tell you, so I will be brief. You may hear news in the near future should you come across a town or city in your travels. I implore you not to let this or anything else distract you from your mission. Consider yourselves your own autonomous unit under the purview of the Crown. The Princess has urged me to be most clear on this matter. The Princess awaits your prompt response. I pray for good news, but much weighs on her mind these days. Royal Advisor to the Crown of Galanar, Syrian Telmath.
Oh my god, so we need to tell him about the butterfly, and then we saw these ruins, and then Simon's really tired, and then I got this really cool flute, like, holder. So
Truffle, focus. Let's go back to
They
the
want
beginning.
us to know everything. They want to know everything. Be as detailed as you like.
So you're right.
We can just tell them that we're making good progress.
That's not detailed enough. I suppose that's brief. As brief as you like. Yeah, just tell them we're doing well.
Okay, so
We
why
are killing it.
don't we take it back to the beginning? So we left, and they were aware that we were investigating kind of.
They know we left. We don't need that bit. Otherwise, we'd still be there.
Okay, so we left. We headed towards Witherbark Woods, which is our journey through. We
That's where we
encountered. Yeah, we encountered. We had a brief stop. I don't.
Butterfly.
Well, should we say that we
Unifly.
the Ultraversin and how far, Truffle? Should we mention that?
I think it's important that they need to know what dangers we're facing. Otherwise, they might be like, "Oh, why haven't you? The woods? That's just like the beginning. What? You've only got that far? You guys suck." You know? They need to know that we've like struggled.
So how about we
gonna
encountered
micromanage
some resistance in the form of spectral spirits? I think that's enough.
What other spirits are there?
And I'm writing this, kind of, and I pick up a wine at the time and show him a drink. And I'm writing this down, I think, as we come up with it. So we left with the Witherbark Woods, we encountered resistance, spirits of the wood attacked us, we fought back, we're okay. We're just trying to navigate our way across a large gorge in the woods. We are making
found an
good
evil
progress. Is that relevant to Syrian?
Are you asking me?
No. I'm asking the group.
Okay.
I think me and Truffle are jamming, right? We're kind of
exactly.
vibing off each other. I'm writing this down.
Well, it's a book. I mean, do we need to... Lysander got like food poisoning or something. That's probably not relevant.
I think I'm just in the corner. I'm ignoring you. I'm reading the book. My eyes dart up as knowing that Akane is going to be looking at me.
Yeah, and
I look up and then just look down straight away.
A member of the party fell ill, which delayed us by about a day.
Yeah, that's important.
However, we continue to make good progress. Druindar, how long do you think it'll take us to make it through the woods?
At least another period of time.
At least a couple of
Yeah, I think
sessions.
Druindar would say he would guess at least another week.
At least another week, I would say.
We expect to emerge from the woods in another week, and we'll proceed with our journey then. Expect to hear from us in about a week, or if anything of significance comes up. Thank you.
How are you? We need to ask how are you? We're good.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll put that in.
What
And
help can you give us against spectral beasts?
And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. I'm not writing any of this down, but I'm writing something along the lines of,
Do you know how we can levitate a horse?
okay, yeah, good question, Truffle. And I'm
See
writing stuff
you-
right. Thank you for the
See you at
advice.
the next town. Lots of love for swagger muffins.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Okay, that's all done. And I take it and I hold it up quickly. And I think in that last bit where I was pretending to write what Truffle was saying, it was just something of, do not fear, we have a plan, we're on track. Thank you for reminding us about the royal seals, we haven't forgotten.
Lots of
I
love
think she's
for
fallen back into military reporting mode, so she knows kind of what she's doing. And yeah, puts it in, kind of seals it up, pops it back in the diplomat's pouch.
DM, did she write lots of love at the end by accident?
XOXO.
No.
Okay.
She wouldn't have done that. No.
P.S. Send nudes.
do we have the what is the is the seal the eagle seal?
So I mean, I recall that I didn't actually give you a thing, but what he probably gave you was like a piece of like a parchment or something. And basically, what happens is when you touch someone who's got magical powers can touch it and just channel a little bit of energy into it, and then it'll basically the symbol of Galanar, which is the six-winged eagle, as you all know.
Yep.
Will sort of appear, and then anyone will see that is the royal seal, basically.
Like one of those sweet heat-changing mugs.
And it basically identifies you as an ambassador, and you can like use it as much or as little as you like. But obviously, the more you use it in some situations, word will get out that someone is using it.
And we're basically a secret
exercising
unit.
its power to do stuff.
Mischief managed.
So yeah, just imagine it's like a little piece of paper or like a parchment or something.
I imagine it's a kind of get out of jail free card you would use in the most extreme
Or get put
circumstances.
in jail card.
Because we're autonomous, right? And we don't want Leopoldo and the rest of those guys knowing about us.
Got to gauge when to use it, I suppose.
Yep.
So Lysander's reading the book, right? So I should give you some information. Obviously, I described it before. There's a lot of religious sort of rhetoric, and it's like the Bible. It's got lots and lots of like stories, but not a lot of relevant stuff. You have to sort of pick it out.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you've ever read the Bible,
your
you know,
opinions on Christianity known.
there's a lot of fluff in there, which is why people like to spend a little time interpreting it.
Oh, this is the episode where Jesus just goes to the shop. So
Oh yeah, it's just a bottleneck episode.
There's where like
All
some
the good stuff happens.
There's like depictions of the other gods of Liodos, which you will probably know many of them. Like obviously there's Ina and Opheron, which are the main gods, and there's Agostina, who's the goddess of light, and Bul, the goddess of murder, Eaean and Liodos, who are the goddesses of storms and war, and they're all there, but they're in sort of like a slightly different sort of appearance, and they tend to be more described as like just powerful people rather than gods in these tales. And what you notably read about is some of the sort of parables about Eaean and Nerdos, who are like nowadays they're the goddesses, the twin goddesses of war and storms, and their names are basically like curses. When someone says they're angry, that's sort of like war and storms, that sort of thing. But they're spoken of almost like in a heroic light in some instances. Definitely not in an evil or bad way in this book. And I think Lysander will probably be like, that's interesting. Very strange.
It is strange. I like that they're spoken about as people, not as gods.
And
More
the
interesting.
travails of Ursin himself, it seems almost like he is a man and he is doing things, good deeds and very like bad things, and he's just sort of like on some kind of path to enlightenment or whatever it is that he achieves later on, to achieve godhood.
Cool.
But you can tell that it will take some studying and interpretation, and even though you can read this, it's slow going. It requires some sort of translation in your head to interpret it.
Okay.
So I feed you bits.
Feed me.
Is that your like little hungry bird noise?
Yeah. Give me the lore, please. Okay.
Yada yada yada, crucifixion. Yada yada yada, rise again.
Yeah. So
Okay.
let's go back to the actual whatever we're doing. So you've had your message, and you put the message in the bag, and you put it into this separate compartment where the other one appeared, and it sort of disappears.
Yep.
As you know it should. And presumably he'll have a copy his end. So there's basically like two compartments. There's the one with just like a load of paper, and one of the magical bit. So Lysander's reading his book, and you all settle in for the night. You take your watches, and let's see here.
Oh, what?
So who's first? It's Akane. Akane, you your keen eye is watching the night. You probably got your fire sort of crackling in the background.
So I'm crafting my.
Do I have a perception? Oh, there it is. 22. Okay.
22.
Yeah, you're watching, and you hear the chirps of insects and the rustle of the wind in the leaves. But you don't see anything else. And eventually, Druindar comes to relieve you.
Get some sleep, Akane.
Thanks, Drew.
I climb up a tree.
And maybe he's distracted, or I don't know, he's got his mind on something else, but Druindar he's not keeping a great watch today. But nothing happens once again, and Truffle comes to relieve him of his watch.
Drew.
Yes, small man. What?
It's my time to take over.
That's fine. I climbed out from the tree and in fact, no, I just stay in the tree. I stay in the tree and lie back on one of the branches and go to sleep.
Nice.
While Truffle continues to stare at me.
Okay. So yeah, Truffle, you take your watch. You've got night vision, don't you? If I recall correctly, or dark vision.
I do. Dark vision.
Even with the dying fire, just in embers at this point, you are easily able to see out into the night. And for an hour or so, nothing much seems to happen. Just the very quiet sounds in the dead of the night. After a little while, you hear the rustling in the foliage and the leaves, just very slight. And at first, you just think, oh, it's just a small animal or something. And then you hear it again, rustling in the leaves. So you decide to go and check it out personally. Maybe you pull out your rapier and you sort of just have a poke around. You can't see anything in the bushes, the leaves or anything. Very confused. And you hear more rustling coming from behind you. And you turn around and you see, from the bushes and the leaves, you see these two humanoid shapes start to sort of lift themselves out, with sort of groaning and creaking of wood and branches cracking.
I shoot.
And I'm going to put you on a battle map.
But
no.
Daniel, battle maps are only meant for battle. We just want to sleep and level up. What's that laugh? What?
Have we actually leveled up?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't technically had a long rest yet. So.
Okay, do you want us to de-level up?
No, you can keep your levels. You just to keep it less complicated. You're still leveled up. You haven't had a long rest.
Oh, this is a small map.
So I mean, you can place yourselves kind of maybe where you would want to be. But,
So, where's Druindar? Is this the tree you're in, Druindar?
so
Where's the
but
tents?
everyone is asleep except for Truffle. And Truffle, you see these three shapes
Yes, they do.
emerging out of the.
Cool. So I'll be here then. Okay.
The undergrowth.
It's
And
my
I
tent.
need to move this map over.
And what do they look like? They're like
look-
humanoid.
They kind of look all vaguely humanoid shaped, but they're just like a collection of like branches and twigs and like bits of dead wood and leaves, just sort of moss, and like they might have like a glowing eye, and that's sort of where their head should be, and they're just sort of like groaning, but not like just like the sound of wood creaking in the wind sort of thing. They're sort of just lumbering slowly towards you, and Truffle. I'll give you the opportunity to do something now before we roll.
I said it, and I think I'll stand by it. I let out a little scream, of like more surprise than necessarily fear, but like a and then and loose an arrow. You can say it's a disadvantage if you want. I took a shot.
Say whatever he wants. He's a DM, dude.
Right, like I'm kind of. Well, you know what I mean. Like if you know, I'm gonna be open. Like
Bless
it
your
was a
cotton
bit of a
socks,
surprise.
Christopher.
It's less of a like an aim shot. It's just like I see it, I panic, I shoot without thinking. That's what I'd like to do.
So you're not going to try and wake anyone up, you're just going to like...
Well, yeah, you know, it's a little scream. Like, I'm not even going to try and be tough. It was a little scream of fear. I'll take a shot. And then, depending on what happens next, the remaining 3 seconds of my turn will be...
I'm just saying you can do a thing.
I was going to shoot.
You're not getting a turn, so you can do a thing.
Oh, I'm just screaming then and shooting.
Okay. So the AC is 13. So which one are you shooting?
This little chap here.
How tall are they?
5 piercing damage shorter.
I don't know. About 5.5-ish foot. I mean, they're not like, they're just like a cluster of vaguely humanoid shaped things. They vary quite a bit between them. So
I'd like to take a shot at that one, and then my action, I'll just literally run in between these two.
Everyone who's asleep, you roll a perception check for them.
Yeah, did you hear my screams? My manly screams.
Yes.
This is huge.
Oh,
I'm loving
God.
this.
No, you did not. Carney, big time. Lysander, sleep. Lysander's dead. Garland.
Akane is the only one who hears your scream and wakes up.
Ah!
Does Akane have dark vision?
I would say there's dim light enough from the dying fire that she can see at this point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, Akane, you are waking up. Truffle, you are awake. The others are asleep. You may choose to wake them up with actions if you like, but we're going to roll initiative now once I clear the last one. Okay, let's do it.
Yikes, guess we're not waking anyone up on our turns.
Come on,
8,
baby.
8, 11.
Come on, come on. Yes!
14. Yes!
14 is a
Yes!
It's like the biggest roll. We did it!
We did it!
DM's not rolling high though.
Why am I not? Oh, there we go. Okay, so what we got? The top is this guy. Okay. Let's see. Something's gone weird with my
I hope they're not friendly.
roll 20.
Wow.
Too late.
Anyone comes moaning. I mean, we'll have a word.
One of them.
Might have to close roll 20 and open it again. I'll take my turn and then do it. Okay, so this is going to move towards the nearest person it can see, which is going to be Akane. So what state are you in right now, Akane, considering you've just woken up? State of equipment, I should say.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I probably. So if I sleep, I can't. If I sleep with armor, I don't get rested, do I? Or is it fatigue?
I think you have to make a constitution check or something like that. Or you get exhaustion. I don't remember the exact one.
Yeah.
Would you
We're in the
sleep
middle
with
of the woods. Yeah, I'd sleep with my armor on. Because I take them off in the morning while I'm doing my kata, which is the time to really kind of stretch out. So I'm in my armor, whatever that kind of means for me. And she sleeps quite light, right? Umbrella across her chest, hat over her face. So is it my go?
No, it's the thing's going attacking.
Oh yeah. So I think I'm just straight up, right? With hat off, straight up. Let's go. like still groggy as hell. I have no idea what's going on, but I know what I need to be doing, which is getting into attack position.
Yeah, so this thing just sort of lumbers up to you, a shambling mound of sticks and bark, and just its sort of arm-like appendage swings out at you. At 18.
Slam.
That hits.
So you take 11 bludgeoning damage. This thing cracks into you with this woody arm.
Okay, and am I guess, do we heal at all? My max health has gone.
Benefit of a long rest at this point.
I've got the benefit.
You have not had the benefit of a long rest at this point.
Okay, so let me just. So I was 40. So 11 damage. That takes me down to.
You may have
29.
bonus HP from leveling up, but that's
That makes sense.
Okay, so I'll take that. So I'll take an extra 10. Okay, cool. Fine, got it. So yeah, I mean, it knocks me, but it kind of doesn't really injure me in any major way. I think it's kind of more of a like a push across the head, maybe a cut.
And then it is your turn, Akane.
Okay, so I look around, I think, immediately, and I see. Can I see these other two coming in towards me or us?
You can. I mean, you've just literally just been woken up, and you're like, oh, and something smacked you in the face, and that's basically your current
Okay, so I wouldn't look
situation.
around then. I think I would just deal with what's in front of me. So I'd enter denial stance, I think, immediately. And that's an action, so it's not a bonus. So yeah, I think I'll just enter denial stance. I'll get my bonus HP. Will you allow me to kind of, as I'm entering the stance, like shout, like really at the top of my lungs in frustration as I'm kind of summoning this rage to kind of channel my fortress echoes?
Go on, you can talk as a free action.
Yeah, so I guess really what I do then is I enter denial stance. I get my bonus temporary HP of 5, and as I'm entering it, I yell, "Wake up! We're under attack!" And yeah, just explode with this vapor, which doesn't kind of give any, which doesn't hurt anything or force anything back, but it's anime as hell. My eyes go white, and I stare down the guy who just hit me.
For anyone who's watching this, or who will be watching this in future, we now got the chat as part of the window. You can see she's activated her denial stance, which is an ability of the Castellan, which is one of the homebrew classes, which Joe is kindly giving a poke for me. And hopefully
Joe is kindly loving.
Really, if you want to draw any of your pictures and send them in to us,
yeah, I mean, the Castellan's all about battlefield control, right? But she can be quite a slow starter. If she's surprised, right? You know, she generally works best if she's able to get the upper hand and get into this state of denial very quickly. So during her denial state, she's kind of glowing with this kind of vaporous, kind of white energy, where all of her abilities come from. But it takes an action to get there. And that's the end of my go.
sick go, bro.
Okay. So now we've got.
We did
these-
it.
Yeah.
We did it!
This one is going to lumber over towards the nearest person and attack with advantage since you're sleeping.
I'm in a tree. Yeah.
You're in a tree. Okay, well then it will be Truffle who's getting attacked.
Oh. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's already taken his roll. Yeah,
Sorry,
big time
Truff.
hit.
You take 6 bludgeoning damage and are promptly awoken.
Truffle's not sleeping. Yeah, it's...
Oh, that's right, you weren't sleeping.
Don't worry, Truffle's definitely awake now.
Yes, apologies. Okay, so that's that one's turn. This one is going to be over to the nearest person, who is Garland.
Oh, I did yell during my attack, my kind of denial.
Oh my god,
Activation.
you guys are so
It's up to you. I'm just saying.
He's still prone though. If he's just because you're awake doesn't mean you're not prone.
Yes,
Yeah,
still.
Unless he's
Yeah,
sleeping
it's
standing up.
isn't it?
Thank
So
you, Adam. Please save me.
Rules. Rules are cool.
The players are like, yeah, but DM, the rules are this. I'm just like, I don't know what to do
everyone's
in
got
this
the rule.
situation.
Yeah, most people have the rule of cool. Adam's got the cool rule.
Yeah.
So Garland is, if he hadn't been woken up by Akane's yelling, he is definitely now awoken by this feeling of this thing crunching onto him. This wooden
Punch him, Garland.
fist.
Punch him hard.
And Garland, who I've again forgotten to put on initiative. We got
Oof.
okay.
Big roll.
Lysander, who is asleep. Roll a d20.
I think
for me.
you might have missed Truffle.
Yeah, I did.
11.
Truffle, you go now. I don't know why it's skipped you.
I think because you put Garland in there, it
'cause I-
fucks with the turn.
Yeah. Anyway, Truffle's going to run past Garland and lunge with his rapier at. It's the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that a rapier has been used. I'm getting
An
excited.
opportunity attack as you run away from that thing.
Oh, is it right next? Oh, yeah. Okay, then go on then. Hit me.
11 bludgeoning damage.
Jesus.
Isn't there 2
That's a lot.
opportunity attacks?
I've got to let
I
him
forgot-
off
I
since the
forgot.
other one's attacking Akane.
I completely forgot it was wrong right outside of a tree.
I'm just gonna make.
He literally just attacked you.
I know. Right, that's a 13 with a rapier.
I'm gonna make this even more complicated now.
Can you wait
That's
until
12
your
piercing
turn?
with the rapier.
well, I want to make an opportunity attack
You
on the
can't,
guy
'cause
standing.
You're asleep in a tree.
And if it
Right.
hasn't moved.
He's got Sentinel, so I think he gets to...
I have Sentinel, so.
You're also
okay.
asleep in a tree.
That's 12 points of damage on this prick with the rapier.
Okay. Now, anything else from
Dungeons and Dragons is fun, huh?
In my head, I imagine we're all in our pajamas, with nightcaps on, and nobody knows what's going on.
I'm trying to impress on you guys that you've just been woken up in the night, basically.
No,
Oh,
no,
second,
we're
you're
a
asleep.
mess. We're a complete mess in the room. Like, we're just everyone's all over the place.
Are you going to do any bonus actions?
Bonus action, disengage. Run over here.
Could have done that at the start and not in...
Yeah, realise this, completely forgot who said, do you know what, I thought, literally, I was there, and I'm like, do you know what, it's completely cool. Completely forgot that the guy attacked me. I was looking at the map, not theatre of the mind. Keep that in mind, guys.
You live and learn.
Carry on.
Live and learn.
Live and learn.
That's
That's
a
why
4.
I'm on low hit points, because I didn't get my full hit points. Pretty low from the last battle. Carry on. Who's
Okay.
going next?
Okay, I'm going to be merciful and say you guys, on your turn, will wake up as Akane has just screamed at you. And you can... That's Lysander and Druindar, who was still asleep.
Okay, so I am prone, so I guess I'll use half my movement to stand up.
Yeah,
and then slip out the back of the tent.
I forgot you were in a tent.
That's what that pig thing is. Come around the side, seeing these fools. I'm gonna hex this guy. So bonus action hex, and I'm gonna give him disadvantage on strength stuff. Then I'm gonna give him the old one too. So 2 black bolts coming his way.
AC 13.
That's a good job. So that's a
Oh.
13. So that's 3 necrotic, 14 force.
Blimey.
And then another one. Oh, it's a natty 1.
Wop, wop, wop,
I'm still
Shocking.
sleeping. So I step out and I'm wearing my... I've not removed my sleeping mask, so I've
Nice.
got my silver mask on with like a hood up. Looking very Lucius Malfoy. Let's not beat around the bush. Yeah, I look like Lucius Malfoy. And that'll be... No, I'm gonna move backwards into the trees. I'm just gonna be like, this is hairy. That's the end of my turn.
Crappy hit points, crappy hit points.
Okay. Druindar, you are now awake in your tree.
Cool.
What would you like to do? This thing is
well,
sort of below you.
I'm pretty precious about my sleep, so when I get awoken in situations, I'm not expecting. I tend to get pretty angry. So, bonus action. I get my rage on.
Yeah, you do.
Not because there's creatures, but because I've been woken up like that. So, I start growling. And hair starts growing all over and stuff. That takes about 3 seconds. And I see the creature below me, and I jump out of the tree just with my sword held downwards because I'm too sleepy to be swinging it.
Just like,
Yeah, so I just kind of almost like fumble out of the tree with my sword.
Fall out of a tree on.
Just like, just kind of lean forwards and drop out of the tree with the sword onto this guy, and I'm yelling whilst all this is going on to the guys. They're awakened tree demons.
oh yeah, Druindar would be unhappy about this.
Oh, treeman.
Very unhappy about it. Awakened tree demons are the worst. So I take a swing with the great.
Ooh, hello.
At 20.
I'll do it.
I'll do it. For 15 slashing.
Oof.
Oh,
So-
15 plus 2. So 7. Oh, does that already add? That won't have added, will it? So 17 slashing.
Mad.
So you
Damage,
just
no.
literally you come out of the tree and just straight through, and this thing just sort of crumples in half. Dead.
Awesome.
Ah,
Sweet.
kill my hex guy.
And then, so I'm kind of here at this point. So I then use the rest of my movement to come over here and use my extra attack from level 5 to to swing back up at this guy. But again, it's kind of like a bit fumbly and stuff. So I take another shot at this dude, which hits for 13 slashing.
13, okay. And you hack a good chunk of these branches, and like a big chunk of bark goes flying out and across the flickers through the fire.
Yeah, I'm muttering, unnatural.
So, anything else from Druid?
I end my turn.
Cuckoo. Garland awakens, being struck by this creature, and fumbles for his longsword and takes a swing at it. It's gonna be one-handed, I think, most likely, but it's a crit, so there you go.
Good boy.
He's a good boy, God. So he does take that first, and then it's at 8, so it's 17 damage. So it just erased by this thing, just smashes through it, sends splinters and shards of wood flying everywhere. The thing sort of stumbles and barely is able to hold itself upright. Still going though. And he stands up as well. So Garland's going. We're back to the top of the initiative round, and as you're all fighting and trying to keep these things at bay, 2 more of them appear from the undergrowth. Roll them into the initiative order. When I'm wrong, put them at the bottom. So that is
I don't have any spells.
I should make 1 as well. Okay. So this one is going to attack the person who's in front of him, who is Garland. Still. Rolling high now. Slams into Garland's chest. Just this big chunky arm cracks into the crystalline form of Garland's torso, dealing 12 bludgeoning damage. Oof. Was Garland at full health? Yeah. I had him at full health for some reason. Anyway.
What's he resistant to again?
Healing, apparently.
Oh
and leveling.
shit, he's vulnerable to bludgeoning.
Oh yeah,
Rules!
Rules is back.
Oh, not cool of rule.
Okay, but Garland is unconscious.
Well done, Adam. I hope you're happy.
I am happy. I love it when things get knocked out. It's like drinking the blood. Oh, wow.
Blood for the blood god. Okay.
Somebody told me this was going to be fun.
I thought we were playing games.
I thought we were playing games.
Akane, can you save the day?
Okay, right, let's go. Akane 2.0 / level 5. Right, so I think Akane is looking at this kind of tree demon in front of her. And she's like, "Oh, let's try this out." You know, she says to herself, you know, these new runes etched on her umbrella, and she's going to attempt a charged shield blast for 15 to hit the one here.
Yeah, AC 13 these guys.
Okay, she's also, I think the first time she does it, it sucks all her temporary hit points away. She's not used to this new power and this kind of thirst that this kind of Shield of Denial has, and I think all of my vapor from my skin just gets sucked up these runes.
Nice.
And it hits for 17 plus my temporary hit points for 5. So that's 22 damage. And I leave myself exposed to no hit points.
You do, however, just blast this thing into like hundreds of bits of twig and wood just go flying across the woods. Just destroy it in one shot.
I imagine it's like, this is more powerful than we've ever seen, right? This is like proper like...
And Lysander's tent just like gets ripped up and sort of flies across.
Oh, not my tent.
Dude, it's literally only got to 10 foot cone, 15 foot cone, yeah, so... yeah, and
Garland, not my tent.
This is it, kind of all of the power just gets sucked off her, like, she's like, oh... Her eyes fade a little bit, this white brightness in it, because she's just like, these runes are so powerful, it's nuked her, her kind of vapor, denial vapor that kind of comes off her. I'll then use a bonus action to goad this one in the corner. I see them coming in, and so I'll use my castle ability Goad, which I'll just link for everyone now.
This is one of the new abilities that he's got.
Yeah, so I'm going to use a Fortress Echo. Oh, ignore some of the yeah. So basically lifts me up a little bit, right? 5 foot, just so I can see it. And I just shout at it, "Your target is me, tree!"
Nice. Did I not put a save on that? It's just automatic.
I think it's only if they're resistant to charm.
Okay, so it has to attack you next turn, basically.
Yeah.
If it's attacking. So... Cool. I know it's the middle of battle, but I really need the toilet, so I'm going to suggest we take a 5-minute break right now. That's okay with you guys, and we'll resolve this shortly.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you guys are going to the toilet at home, enjoy it. Maybe draw us a little doodle of one of our characters.
Let us know how it goes in the chat. Out of 10.
Thank you, Chris. Subtle like a sledgehammer.
Like, follow, subscribe. Pew, pew, pew.
If you've been watching,
Merchandise.
yes, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Always feel free to check us out on our social media. The links are down below in the About section. Otherwise, we are going to take a quick break, 5 minutes to grab a drink and whatnot, and we'll come back and finish this battle. See you then.
Bye.
See you later, folks. Enjoy your pee.
See you in 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
10
not
minutes.
later.
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
See you in 7 minutes.
8 minutes.
Just fading.
Hey.
we are back.
Hooray!
Welcome back. So we're in the middle of a battle at the moment.
And I got a hot chocolate to enjoy with it.
Not during the battle, though, right?
I got a Ribena like a big boy.
And a glass of wine, 'cause I'm classy.
Who are you?
I'm drinking my traditional Belgian boot of beer. It's just a lot going on with this.
Normal drinks of an evening.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, Chris. I'm looking at you like you're there, but I'm not sure if you are there on these.
Yeah, where's our flagons? Our flagons of mead.
What's a
Yeah,
flagon?
I could-
I didn't know flagons.
I could drink a True Blood.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we were just saying as well. So there's a new D&D book coming out, right? And I think actually it's quite strange. We've been playing 2 homebrew campaigns. I think it's going to be quite hard going back to kind of structured modules when you've been living in somebody else's brain for the last couple of months or so.
Yeah, plus
my
the
mind,
Beadle and Grimm's Platinum Edition version of Icewind Dale costs $500.
Mate, have you seen the Beadle and Grimm stuff though? It is amazing.
Really?
Oh, cool, but you
Yeah.
sold me then. In that case, I'll
I
buy
mean,
two of them.
I mean,
No
it's
book
made by
is worth-
Shaggy.
No book is worth
It's made by Shaggy from Scooby Doo. So what more do you want?
Wasn't me.
Oh, he's part of Joe Manganiello's crew, isn't he?
Don't you hate
don't
him,
know,
Joe?
Yeah, I don't like.
Joe hates it by proxy.
I'm just not very keen on
Instagram.
other alpha males.
Pandemonium Platinum Edition. What did you get?
You get it's I don't know. I've seen a couple of the other ones. They do an unboxing. It takes them about 3 hours to unbox it. It's really good.
Denim chains.
They
In
are
null
indeed.
boxes. Yeah.
They're really good, Beadle and Grimm. But it's very high end stuff. It's like for people who have got more money than sense. Looking at you, Chris.
Chris's ears prick up like.
I did just get a tax rebate the other day.
Enough to
I
know.
also have a child in 3 months' time.
I mean,
You just
but
got a
not
tax rebate.
Yeah, man, big old
Nice.
tax rebate. Yeah.
Right.
So, talk to me about this Pandemonium warehouse.
So, do we? Should I just roll this and we can see? You show people.
So I guess let's introduce it, right? What have you produced for us? Apart from everything, head to date in terms of all the stream content and the kind of social media. What have you made for us in terms of this video?
On our other stream on Legends of Eldaron, the new DM Kyle was kind enough to make us kind of a campaign intro. So I just thought I got to step up my game. So I basically spent a couple of hours today before the stream making a campaign intro, which is probably going to end up getting changed a little bit, but hopefully it captures some of the flavour that we want, and it's better than nothing, right?
I have no idea what this is going to look like because I've only just downloaded
Yeah,
it. So
I don't even know what it will look like.
I've already noticed a spelling mistake in Chris's name, so please don't mention it.
Nice.
Wait, how long have we been friends?
Yeah, I know. Look, man.
What's my name? John Thomas.
Okay. So,
Fix it. Render it again.
So I'm just gonna switch over and we can see what it looks like. Hopefully it works.
You're not going to be able to see it on here. You'll have to look at it on stream.
Can you? What? Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
so real.
I know, right?
That was
If
awesome.
only
Fresh and delicious.
That is well. I love that. I love it all. If only we were mid-battle now to really just kind of take that video home and destroy some demonic tree fools.
Evil tree beings. Goddamn unnatural.
Well, as it happens, you have that chance right now in battle with some evil tree beings.
Let's do it.
Oh, that was wicked, Ad. Well done, mate.
Very good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Get my name right.
I know, right?
Shut your mouth, Chris Marchant.
Marchant.
I don't know.
It's
It kind of reminded me of, like, you know, the beginning of Dark Souls 2, where it's all like inky
I was
blackness.
thinking that.
Yeah.
Kinda reminds
It's,
me of that's very cool.
You guys got
I mean,
past the beginning of Dark Souls 2?
I was gonna say, I've seen playthroughs.
Yeah,
Dark
right.
Souls 3 destroyed my soul.
I couldn't figure out how to jump.
Oh, yeah, that was when jump was bound to the same as sprint, I think.
How cruel is that?
Oh, just get good, scrub.
Okay, good.
Right, let's kill some stuff.
Let's kill some stuff. Okay, so Akane just had her turn blown away by one of these blight tree monsters, and in doing so has blasted Lysander's tent away. Truffle, it's your turn. You see these two more of these things emerging from the shrubs and the leaves. You also hear something rustling around in the trees.
No, I don't know. Alright, so Truffle is staring down, aiming at the creature right next to Akane, then watches it get blown away as a tent flap Mary Poppins its way, reverse Mary Poppins its way into the sky, and so rotates to his right and takes a shot at this chump with his hand crossbow, because he has no spell slots left, for a 24 to hit that
Yes, that'll hit.
fellow. And that is a 5 piercing damage, and actually I will add Fury of the Small
Okay.
to add what is that again? I think that's level. So does it make it 5 or a 4?
You're
We'll
fine.
say
You're level
it's
5.
5. It's 5. Cool. So that's 10 points of damage to the chump right here.
Cool.
Bonus action, hide in a tree, or hide by the tree if I can.
So I guess you probably saw this thing maybe smacking and knocking Garland to the ground, and you like no, and sort of spun around and shot it, and your bolt just hits it dead in, I don't know, like cluster of these branches, and just blows out the back of it, and it just crumples into a heap.
Nice.
Dead.
Yes.
Do I need to roll anything to hide?
Yes, roll stealth if you're hiding, please.
That's a natural 20.
Truffle disappears from
Yes.
this plane of existence. Holy sh!
Truffle is the tree.
What was it? Peter Mallark from
Peter Mellark. it's Zoolander when he's in the coal mine. He pops out. Surprise!
Oh dear. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds.
Wow.
That is a
Don't worry.
lot of stealth.
I imagine, yeah. So I think a lot's gone on, hasn't it? Right? You know, kind of just blown away the tent. I'm kind of like, I'm worried about what Lysander's going to realise, because these runes on her umbrella are just so powerful that I think it just sucked all this energy out of her that she's not used to. Truffle's kind of fired one off and ducked around and just disappeared, kind of Zoolander style.
Okay,
Drax.
so Lysander, as you're about to sort of spring into action and do whatever you're going to do, you hear a sudden, like and a volley of arrows just comes out of the trees,
What?
and these two other blights just get pincushioned with arrows and collapse to the ground.
Friend!
Blight, I think Charlie is excited by it.
Indeed. And I'm going to take you out of initiative at this point, but you, I mean, it's up to you what you're going to do now. We'll say, like, what are you doing in the next, I don't know, turn's worth of time, everybody.
Backing into each other, forming a circle facing outwards. is what you kind of would say to everyone. Everyone, back into each other. Form a circle, face outwards.
I think Truffle would like to use that single spell slot he's got to cast Cure Wounds on Garland.
Poor Garland, it's like a fucking yo-yo.
So that's a 9 points of healing, and I'm down to because we didn't do a full long rest, did we?
You have not gained.
Nope.
No. So that's all the spell slots, and Garland has 9. I guess he's
he's
stable.
sort of like, and you see like that once again.
That poor guy. I mean, he's gonna be like one of those Chinese ceramic cracked jugs. You have to keep repairing it over time because that's how you
seriously.
With
if
gold
he was an actual human,
yeah.
he'd be traumatized right now.
So
I know, right?
PTSD coming out the wars.
I think we need to leave him somewhere at some point. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Could we leave him in the woods like an
just-
unwanted dog? Go, boy! You're free now.
So yeah,
Get out of here, scrap.
You're all gathering together, your backs to each other, and you can hear in the trees around you. There's definitely like a rustling, and you're all looking, like trying to figure out where it is. And then it sort of pauses for a minute, and you're all just sort of like looking from left to right, looking to each other, trying to listen and see what's going on. And then a moment later, out of the trees, 5 figures appear.
It's okay. We're aware of these elves, right? We've been told by Halfar previously that these woods are occupied, and it was only going to be a matter of time before we were noticed. I think that's the kind it says right out the corner of her mouth.
And you see,
do not attack.
Yes, you see these creatures, and I'll give you a handout.
Ooh.
So Truffle is going to lower his crossbow and
Silva.
Ooh,
Yeah, and you see
and
these
raise
creatures,
his erection. Hello.
They look like humanoid, and they kind of look elfish almost in features.
Don't be
but they are clearly like plants. They're made out of plants and like vines and leaves and.
Oh, but
they do have,
Druindar's loving this.
Yeah, but their skin is like this sort of smooth, almost like like how the leaf, leaf sort of surface would be.
Veiny and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chlorophyll.
Yeah, and but they do look oddly humanoid. But they're very quiet and very stealthy and lithe, and they've got these sort of bows which are like almost like grown into their hands.
Oh, cool.
That is cool.
And they're like arrows are like they like pull arrows out of themselves and sort of like knock them into these bows.
That's awesome.
And they just sort of silently watch you for a minute, and then begin to approach with bows lowered.
Do they have friendly faces? So, like, as Truffle's not seen anything like these kind of creatures, would they look intimidatingly but beautiful, or natural but like how do their facial expressions have kind of good? Do they have sharp features?
So the way I would probably describe it is sort of strangely almost beautiful, but it's almost like alien in a way. They're just so something other to humans, but they sort of are like a simulacrum of humanity made out of plants almost. But yeah, I mean, for Truffle this would be like, this is bizarre. I have no idea what I'm seeing right now. Is this a person? I don't know.
So I think Truffle's looking from each of them and back to Druindar and then back to them as almost you can almost see wanting to catch Druindar's eye with this is okay, right? This is like Druindar is the expert of the forest, and therefore he looks to him as to whether to be afraid. Yeah, I know. To be afraid or to be okay. So what is true? Do I catch Druindar's eyes? Yeah.
I'm looking at you in a way that says, don't worry too much about this. Like that.
Thanks. This is why we're not an audio podcast.
Right.
But for audio listeners, no, I don't know how to describe.
Subtle nodding. Yeah. False confidence. Reassured nodding. I think I pick up on the vibe, and I pull the pin out of the top of my umbrella, and it collapses. And at that point, kind of all the vapor just evaporates off me. My eyes return back to their kind of grey colour. I mean, I still stay kind of there, but I'm obviously disarming myself.
Garland just drops his sword to the floor like, oh, what's going on? And I think they kind of see what you're doing, and they lower their bows, and they take their arrows, and they just sort of like joins into the vines of their leg.
Yes.
Body.
Love a feature.
Lysander walks over, goes to take his mask off, but then stops and gets distracted, turns around, and he's kind of muttering and doing some hand motions. And you can just, I guess Druindar's close to him, you could hear him go, no, 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 no. Then I just kind of see these things approach and just keep the mask on and look up, trying to maintain form.
Okay. So I guess they would. They sort of pause for a minute whilst you're all sort of like having the standoff, and you lower your weapons and they lower theirs, and then one of them speaks, and it's this sort of strange sort of like, because it's not like proper human body, it's sort of almost raspy, like something like the wind travelling through the tree branches. But they're like, welcome to the woods, Druindar. We know you. We know this one. It has been some time.
The Silva, yes?
We are Silva, yes. You remember us. We are fond of this one.
Huge.
Oh my god,
This is huge.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your assistance.
We see you have been attacked by the blight of the woods. It is most unfortunate.
I've been waiting. We've been in the woods for several days. I've been waiting to see the blight for myself, and finally it's upon us.
It is most regrettable. Cannot be avoided. The blight is... It is here. It is real.
It is. We are on a quest, and any assistance that you could provide would be greatly appreciated.
Assistance, yes. We were always willing to assist a friend such as you, Druindar. What is this quest you speak of? We are Silva. We do not understand how men work.
My apologies.
What do you seek?
My apologies.
I think I interrupt at this point. I step forward because I'm worried Drew's going to say something, and I kind of steps forward. We are just looking for passage through the woods. We need to emerge in the northeast of the woods. Can you help us?
We could help you. Yes, we know the woods. We are the woods. Perhaps you should speak to Mother. She can decide how we can assist you. Perhaps offer you aid in some way. Would you be willing to come with us, Druindar and friends?
Well, looking at Drew, I'm like, Mother.
Yeah, I'm like, we need. I give you this look that kind of says, we need to be as respectful as possible with these people.
Oh, okay.
That's what the look says.
So it was a bit like sharp.
You know, like
Yeah.
when they go to build the drone army in Star Wars, and they go to that planet on the sea. It's a bit like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some reference, bro.
We've had some pretty specific references this whole game, but I pick up on that. The Clone Army reference.
All in one look.
Yeah.
You remember the clone army thing in Star Wars? I give him that look.
Oh, okay. And I recognise immediately that we need to defer and show deference and respect.
We're gracious to accept.
Very well.
And I look at everyone to like see, is that cool? Yeah.
Well, we understand it is night and you may wish to rest, but it is not far to Ethendra. Druindar, you have not been there before, no?
No, I've not had the honor.
Few mortals as yourselves have, however. We trust you. Please, if you follow us, we will escort you through the way. However, remember that the whereabouts of Ethendra must remain a secret for the protection of the Leaf Mother and the woods.
I completely understand.
We thank you. Please accompany us. If any further of these threats emerge, we will deal with them.
Police escort!
Do we have a chance to pack up our stuff? Like, we've got horses and cart and...
Yeah.
They'll wait for you. They're not like,
Yeah,
get over here right now.
They just start walking off.
Their demeanour is very kind of airy and gentle. They're not like forceful in any way.
I'll bugger off and ritual cast Unseen Servant and all that jazz.
Well, I think I actually approach your tent and I'll inspect it between my fingers and it kind of crumbles away at the edges. I'm like,
what is your problem with my tent? Like, what is your? You've been after my tent all evening.
The tent's gone, okay?
Yeah, and I'm just like Lysander, I am really sorry. Like, you can have my tent. I'm just not used to
Lambert bread.
I'm just not used to this level of power.
I just look at you with like this emotionless silver mask, and I just look at you and then look back and carry on.
Yeah, I think I pick up on that a little bit. I feel like I've hurt you, and I kind of doesn't feel good to Arcane. But yeah, I think we pack up. I'm going to try and pack up everything and put it back on the cart.
Cool. Okay, so you all gather your stuff, and you're all sort of like partially wounded in some cases, bleary-eyed, half asleep still, and you pack up your stuff and get on, or either get on the horses or start leading them. And this group of Silva start sort of escorting you through the woods. And as you travel, you can see, like, you're now aware they're like everywhere. You look up in the trees, and they're just Silva all over the place, just watching.
Do we have any sense of what direction we're heading in? Are we heading away from our objective or towards it?
It's the middle of the night, so it's hard to tell. I would say, but you're not travelling for long until you get to your destination. You're travelling for maybe an hour at most.
Okay.
And where they lead you to is, and as you get into this area, you notice the trees are much bigger now. It's less of a wood and more of a forest with like huge, massive pine trees that like soaring above you. Huge thick trunks and sequoias and stuff like that, and they lead you to this very specific little grove, and they walk up to like the back of one of these huge trees, like, you know, bigger than an arm span sort of trunk, and you can see they sort of, if you just walk past it you'd miss it, but there's just gently like carved into it, this or grown out of it like these little footholds, almost like going in like a ladder, and it goes from one tree to the next tree, and they sort of demonstrate, and they sort of hop up, and they sort of go up across the trees, and sort of it's like this ladder, and it takes them right up into the canopy of the trees.
We're gonna love that.
And you look up, and you can see that there are lights and platforms of like vines and things and bridges all in the middle of these trees, which you just hadn't noticed before.
I think
No handholds.
I think Arcane's a bit of a dumpy old woman when she's climbing this stuff. The umbrella's across her across her basket, and she's just like, ugh!
And a couple of them would stay behind and be like, "We will take care of the animals, do not worry. We care for all living things. They will be safe with us."
I give Simon a little hug. and he moves, and I look at him suspiciously.
One of them just like starts growing a little like flower out of its hand and like picks it off and gives it to the horse, and the horse is like.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I kind of just kind of climb this.
Yeah,
Just start climbing up.
It's not particularly dangerous. It's obviously like purpose made, and it's like big enough that it would just be like kind of walking up stairs that are quite far apart, but they sort of zigzag across.
Is there a straight shot up? Like when I look up, can I see?
Yeah, I mean it's like obscured by branches, but you can see like definitely like now it's there. There's obviously some kind of settlement up in the trees.
Okay, I'll catch Druindar's eye, and I'll just nod and start to float up. As I cast fly. I cast fly and start floating up. I cast fly on myself and start rising up like. Oh! So unnecessary. I just gotta do it.
Like this.
I imagine as I kind of like, and like just looks behind and Lysander's just floating up. I'm like, damn it. Yeah.
I look at Kane again. I'm like,
No. I'm like, this doesn't count. This does not count.
And do you know what? I think at this stage, Truffle is right next to Druindar, looking straight at Akane, starting to like that's not. I'm a bard. I play music. I don't do that.
Yeah, I think I kind of just like she's almost like
That's
don't
God.
have time for this, like trying to get a leg up on the next one.
I'm starting to believe Lysander is a real god.
Oh my
He's
God.
beginning to believe, and I think when I get to the top platform, I just, do you know when people kind of just float like an inch off the floor, like kind of 1 foot
Oh,
down,
you
like,
arrogant
just go,
like that, like.
oh.
So what you're saying is
Yeah.
you're a Final Fantasy villain right now.
Oh yeah, I'm Final Fantasy villain in all over.
Or you're that robot in what's doesn't matter.
Ultron.
I forgot the reference.
great reference, bro.
I mean, we littered with
You know when you
reference.
get a good reference and you just balls it.
I imagine your hair as well. It's like it succumbs to the effects of flying as you're coming down, like releasing.
You can't see my hair because I've got my hood up and my mask on.
Oh my God, this is so epic.
Wally!
Wally.
You're the girl robot in Wally. That was it. That was my
So,
reference.
I guess I'm just muttering to myself like, stupid God, like what kind of bard is he anyway? As I'm climbing these stairs, kind of.
I mean, I think Truffle was skipping up and down the stairs around Akane as he's crawling up. He's like possibly the best bard ever. He's kind of amazing. I mean, I wish I could fly. Do you think he'll teach me how to fly?
Yeah, and like low dexterity, right? So she's a bit knackered after a while. How long would it take DM to climb these entire staircases to kind of where Lysander is?
2 weeks.
I only a few minutes. It's not that high, Just I mean, it depends. You're probably quite tired, so it might take you 5-10 minutes.
I'm carrying quite a lot as well, and the shield of denial is heavy.
Meanwhile, Lysander's just
Carrying your
floating there,
alcohol
like.
with you.
Yeah, so I've got my armor and my backpack full of my gear and my shield of denial.
And you worry about
I've taken a few bottles off
Few
the
gallons.
few gallons. Yeah, I'll take a barrel in my backpack. So yeah, and I imagine like Truffle's dancing around. Ugh, just like get it. I'm tired. I'm hungover. I've been drinking the night before as well.
So, are we all ascending this tree? Is everyone joining Canny and Lysander?
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess Garland will also join you. The risk of doing anything at this point. Poor fragile baby. So you guys get to the top and you see this is like some kind of it's full-on civilization. I'm giving you a visual aid. I wouldn't say it's exactly like that, but
Oh, it is.
it's like because it seems like nothing's actually like physically building. It's all like it's grown out of the trees.
Oh,
and, like,
wow.
Plants that have been
So
woven together and things like that. And trees are
It's
made of
screen,
just like
Dan. Can you scroll up and down that image slowly? Because that is wicked.
So it's not the Ewok village.
Endor.
But you're
Be
definitely-
Chihuahua.
Yeah, you're definitely like way full up in the trees, and there's like all bioluminescent plants lighting the place, and the like the platforms and the bridges are like woven vines and branches that have grown into
good.
each other.
Is it beautiful?
It's so beautiful, and even in the night, it's all like lit up in like green and blue by these bioluminescent plants.
What's it smell like in the air?
I think it would be very fresh and almost floral. There's lots of flowers and fruits growing all over the place.
Smells like lush.
What about the sounds? Is it kind of? No, I want to hear I want to hear it all. Right? Is it kind of like? Is there music playing, or is it kind of like?
Actually,
animals?
Yeah. Glad that you asked. There is. You can hear somewhere. There is some kind of strange music playing. You can hear the sounds of running water and the wind whispering through the trees and the gentle like groaning of trees like. It's like
I want to be there.
I know, right? I'm like, I want to go sleep now. This is
it's like going to go ape, except you're like 5 times higher in the air.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the top of this platform, as you get to the top, there's a few of these Silva waiting there, and these ones don't have bows. They're just like unequipped with anything, and they sort of help you up onto the platform, and they say, "Thank you for joining us. Welcome. This is Ethendra. It is our home. Some call it the Canopy City. It is the home of Silva. It is the home of our mother, the Leaf Mother, who guides us and watches over the woods. And we ask that you treat it as you would all life with respect. And we will treat you as honored guests. Please, follow us. We will lead you onwards." And they sort of start gesturing and for you to follow, and they start heading across one of these bridges woven of vines and twigs, and they take you to this sort of round, big platform, and in the middle of it, there's this sort of it's like a bowl, like a huge bowl, like this big, full of water. It's just trickling in from various little like shoots and leaves, and it's like water is so pure and clear, and they sort of bring you over to this platform, and they gesture for you to come over to this bowl, and they're like, "This is the pool of purity. We must ask that you cleanse yourself with the water, so that we can be sure there are no evils here."
Oh God!
Beg your pardon? Come again?
I step forward immediately.
Yes, yeah.
And I look at the Silva just for confirmation that I can put my hands in the bowl.
They just sort of bow their heads to you.
And I put my hand in the bowl and I take a big scoop of water and I just throw it over my face and it starts dripping down my matty hair. And
Yeah, it's perfectly just the right coolness, lovely temperature. It's pure crystalline water, and you feel it sort of like tingles on your skin, with some sort of obviously slightly magical in some way, but you just feel refreshed.
And the trickles go, they kind of touch the back of my head, and I just.
Oh, shut up!
And there's like a slow motion.
Resume.
I think this is like the most amazing experience.
This is where we found out you're meant to drink it, not wear it.
It's an absolutely incredible place. Everything is nature. Everything is living. Everything is beautiful and pure.
Sound like a guy on his first a gap year. Everything's great. Everything's cool. Wow, we're gonna live forever.
Basically, he's right. For Druindar, this is like an amazing
I
place.
bet this is like utopia. This is like hippie village in the trees. Love everyone. Love it. You've now got this sweet water all over you. Oh, no blight. They know about the blight. It's not just you.
All of that.
Love it.
and more.
I think I would go.
Get back in kind of respectfully from the bowl, like the bowl is something a bit special.
I think I would go next. I would kind of. I've got fingerless kind of plate gloves on, or they're chainmail, but they're kind of. I've got these plates on I've created, and I take them off and I dump my bag. Ka-dunk. I just like sweating, crawl over to the pool, just kind of smash it in my face a little bit. Have a little bit to drink as I'm doing it, and then kind of nod to the nearest Silva and take a step back. You know, kind of my dreads are a little bit kind of matted or kind of wet with water, and I'm kind of looking at Druindar like, did I do that right?
Wherever your dreads have like dipped into this thing, they're like perfectly clean, pure white or whatever it is colour you want.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. So these things, you know, my hair is kind of this mix of dreads and just like kind of. There's definitely some elven in my ancestry at some point. It's got quite thin hair, but yeah, I can imagine this kind of this dirty dread, and even what the leather bands kind of just like.
Anything they touch just suddenly it becomes like clean of dirt, like it's been.
Oh, so imagine a bit of my armor as well, and my plate is just kind of got a bit of shine to it again. Okay, cool.
And but the water, even though you've like put your dirty self in it, is still perfectly crystal clear.
Oh, this is badass. Okay, yeah. So I take a step back, and I think I'm just noticing this anomaly, right? As whoever goes next kind of steps forward, as like a drip runs down the armor and just kind of cleans each plate as it hops onto it and falls down.
Nice.
Truffle is actually gonna gently nudge Garland forward.
Garland
Just
just
gonna
looks
gently
down at
tap him
Truffle and
forward.
he just sort of nods, sort of awkwardly trods over to this thing and just sort of tries to cup some in his hand. It doesn't really do it very well, so he just sort of like splashes some on his face. It's like streaks.
Just hits
like,
the water.
yeah,
Splash.
streaks through like dirt that's cracked on his frame, but it just sort of like, you know, Garland's just like got a nice clean robot face. And he just sort of looks around like, I think that is all I need to do, and just steps away with his squirrel.
Truffle.
I guess Truffle's gonna go up and cup his hands and look left and right and ever so slowly lower his face whilst looking at everyone else and then take a little sip of the water. What does it taste like?
It tastes like
Water.
Yeah, it tastes like the water from like a perfect crystal clear mountain stream, you know. So pure.
And out of the back of his pocket he then pulls out a water skin and then looks at the Silva and ask, like, just look at them like.
One of them steps forward and like puts an arm on your arm and just sort of like lowers it like.
Okay.
I look at the couple
then just
massively
walks backwards.
disapprovingly.
Are you
And-
mortified, Drew?
Properly mortified.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, Truffle is. If a green goblin could go red, Truffle is so unbelievably ashamed and embarrassed. He doesn't understand the culture. He doesn't understand what to do. He's seen people washing in it, drinking it, and he figured that it might be a nice thing to have
Steal it.
something. It's not necessarily like might be a nice thing to have it. And then literally just looks at the Silva and just I'm so sorry.
Do not be sorry. We are sure that you are pure.
Well, thank you.
I tell them he is but a small man and does not understand the custom.
I meant step back.
Yeah. Oh.
And
I bet
then literally,
your
I'm like,
teeth are super clean now. Your yellow teeth.
oh yeah, dude, man, pearly white. But as I walk back, like I'm
Jovi
just head down, but like looking back at Druindar, I'm just like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
I think
Over here.
Yeah, I think I kind of would put your hand on your like head. Like, don't worry about
I
it.
think I've literally gone back to mum and dad, just like I fucked it up. This is my first opportunity. I'm screwed up. Oh, I'm never good. Oh man. Oh.
Don't Truffle. Don't worry. This is strange. Like, it's new to all of us.
Different.
And then all of us at the same time looking on our heads.
Lysander.
Who's had his mask on for way too long.
And it's floated up. Final Fantasy style.
Yeah, I'm no longer floating. That's faded. Is there a oh my god? Is there a way that I can put my put my back to everyone and still do the thing, but without anyone seeing me take my mask off?
You
I will
could.
try to do that.
I thought you were going to say, is there a way for me to take a drink and go, hey everyone, look over there?
Why don't you roll a sleight of hand and we'll see how well you do.
Okay, I will roll sleight of hand because I'm basically I kind of go up to the bowl and I'm looking around at everyone. I'm going to slowly move around it, to try and.
I kind of imagine everyone's sort of like in a semicircle behind you, and you're like,
Yeah.
So, or even just like pull my hood down a little bit as I take the mask off. I'm trying to obscure. Go. Sleight 27.
yes.
Wow. Whoa.
You are able to deftly somehow maybe just like quickly just go like that.
Yeah,
The mask
so I
breaks
just
in half just so the mouth bit goes.
quickly, and then without taking my gloves off either, I splash a little bit on my face.
And the Silva kind of look at you like.
If that's not suspicious, nothing is.
Hey, I'm not on fire, man. I'm not evil. What can I say?
Yeah, so you all finish interacting with this thing, and they finish watching you, and they're like, very well, we accept that the blight is not with you. You do not carry the taint of evil into Ethendra. You may pass.
It's like we've just done a chlamydia test, but all of the other serious diseases haven't been checked out. It's like, you don't have blight, and that's fine, but we've not done the evil. Look.
So they sort of please feel free to look around, and we will come and collect you shortly, and we will have a meeting with the Leaf Mother. However, we believe it would be best if you rested first. We understand it is night time and you may need to sleep. Please, yes. And they sort of look to one another. So, almost like they're communicating. And they go, yes, please, follow us. We will take you to somewhere where you may sleep peacefully. We will awaken you in the morning.
Just wait. Why are you helping us?
Why would we not help you? We are Silva. We help all that live in the woods.
Okay. I mean, I'm not arguing. I'm just suspicious of anybody that is genuinely as helpful. So we really do appreciate. And I'm looking at kind of like Druindar, like, so in my head I'm like, don't fuck this up, Akane. Don't fuck this up. You know, it means a lot to the guy. He's a good friend. We really just appreciate. I really appreciate the help.
I think they are kind of. We understood that the blights attacked you. These are creatures born of the corruption in the woods, and they would not attack something also corrupted or evil. It seems they came for you, perhaps sensing your purity and wishing to corrupt you. So we believe that you require protecting.
So, and I kind of I grab Druindar by his wrist and pull him forward. I'm just like, so where is the blight? Do you know? Where is the source?
Druindar doesn't know about
Are you asking me?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm pulling him along to kind of be like, I know you're interested in this sort of stuff. Where is the blight? Where is the source?
We don't know. We know that there is a being within the forest called the Lord of the Glade, or that is how we refer to him. We suspect that he could be responsible for the blight that affects the majority of the forest, but we can't be sure.
So why do you? I tend to Silva. Why do you not take out the Lord of the Glade? You surely have the numbers and the skill.
It is best that you speak with the Leaf Mother about this. However, to be brief, we would end up like those creatures that attacked you in the night. The same thing would affect us.
Oh. We'll speak to the Leaf Mother about this. And I look at Druindar like, we will speak to the Leaf Mother about this.
Perhaps you, who cannot be affected in this way, might be able to help us.
Anyway, oh my god.
We will lead you. Please follow us, and they lead you down a few of these bridges into like this sort of shaded, sort of like with branches that have grown into a sort of an arch over the top, so it's shielded from the weather, and sort of these soft leaves on the floor, and they say you may sleep here, and one of them goes over to one of the trees and puts their hand on it, and then this little branch grows and all these little fruits, like small fruits, start growing off it, and they sort of pick them off and they go, here, you may eat these. They will sustain you.
They are the best, aren't they?
Bet that berry tastes good.
I'm afraid we may not have normal mortal food such as meat, and we will not eat the trees themselves, so this is all we can offer you.
Ooh, what does it taste like? I'd like to try a piece.
I mean, for mechanical purposes, you're effectively getting a good berry. But it looks different. It's probably like a plum-sized fruit, which is quite maybe sweet, tart, juicy.
Is that like one hit point?
Yeah,
per
but
berry?
it also takes you your. It's like lambus bread, basically. You have to eat for the rest of the day.
Delicious.
Lysander's going to find a corner. He's not going to eat, but he's going to find a corner or somewhere out of the way and just keep to himself, lie down.
I think Akane's going to take a tent out of a bag and just go next to Lysander and start to try and put it up. Well, actually, no, she will put it up, but she's quite proficient in this, so I don't know how long that would take me to put up a tent. 15 minutes, maybe?
Not long.
And then I'll just go over and kind of like just nudge him with my boot, just kind of like flick my head at the tent and just say, look, I'm sorry again.
I'll stand up, brush myself off, look at you, and just walk past and just go straight to the tent.
Oh, burn! Adam!
So rude.
I love how you say Adam, the actual name.
Yeah, I know, right?
Adam, you dick.
Adam! Oh, very.
It's called roleplay.
Okay, sorry, roleplay.
It's what my character would do.
So it's quite easy to roleplay being hurt because in real life I'm feeling like no, yeah, kind of like I know kind of that I'm upset him, so I'll leave him be.
Joe, look out your window. There's a tent outside.
Oh. So yeah, I think I go back to the guys and just join them for drinks and berries.
Yeah. And you can see at the other end of the bridge where you came to this platform, two of the Silva are standing watch, not over you, but as if they're guarding you. So you could probably safely say you can have a nice night's sleep without having to stand watch for once.
Oh. I don't know. I actually feel so relieved that you said that. I'm like, oh.
Awesome. Yeah, I eat a couple of berries and kind of start to feel the floor, because the floor is covered in leaves, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's weirdly like soft and like
Yeah, like a
you know, oh, this is nice.
yeah. I inspect a couple. There's nothing wrong with them.
No blight here.
I'm not really expecting anything to be wrong with them, and I just lay down on my back, just looking at the top of this, you know, where the trees have overgrown to the cover, and just serene.
I think I kind of down a bottle of wine and I kind of lie down and I'm just super chill. I have my straw hat over me. I think as before I'm going to sleep, it's like Druindar, you were right.
Lysander's a god, isn't he?
I was talking about the blight,
Ah.
and then I go to sleep.
Classic.
Switcheroo. I'm gonna give one of the goodberry plums to the squirrel.
I mean, it has a little nibble.
That's all I want. Yep.
Look at that dedication to the squirrel roll.
Mr. Squirrel.
And then I'm gonna curl up next to Garland, and I'm just gonna lean on his leg, and just look up at the canopy, and little smile, and then just drift off to sleep.
Play the nighttime music.
This music is so chill.
Okay, you all have the benefits of a long rest. Fine.
Roll initiative.
Do not roll initiative.
Yes.
Oh man.
You wake up in the morning. The sun is rising and filtering through this canopy, dappling the whole place with this shafts of light. Yes, shafts.
So we've got a kitchen going and a little bacon and eggs. What's
God,
happening?
not this again.
No.
John's
no
making his
eggs,
waiver
Johnny.
system, pedos.
They would not be happy with you.
I don't think
Not
that's
at all.
okay.
I do not eat of the
You-
ovum.
you-
Okay. So yeah, you'll wake up in the morning. There's no need for any watches or anything, as I say. And is anyone doing anything in particular? Specific requests?
I got up early as always, and probably just exited that area and just sort of, you know, leant against the door, the entrance, close to where the Silva were standing, watching, but just kind of taking in the surrounding.
Yeah, they just sort of greet you
Eat
and
a berry in the
wish
morning.
you well, offer you food if you're hungry.
I think I
Go ahead, mate.
was going to say I walked past Truffle. You know, I've taken my armor off, and I'm walking past Truffle. I kind of kick him and throw him a stick that I took from the forest.
I
and
chase
start-
after it, bring it back in my mouth, and then go.
No, as I'm kind of walking off to do my kata, which you're familiar with now, right? So I'm almost like, hey,
Oh,
join me.
that kind of stick. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, while he's doing it, you'll hear Truffle muttering under his breath, just like. Who's good?
Oh, you're not casting Circle of Truth.
Not again.
And I look up and I notice Akane. Did you notice that I'm doing this?
I don't know. So I'm walking past you. I don't think I would be looking for it. I'll be like, I'm walking past. I think you're asleep.
Not hiding
And I-
it. I'm just walking next to you with the stick. Just. Oh, good.
Yeah, I guess I would. Why aren't you yourself?
Oh, it's just. So, ever since I was young, like, I like to practice, like, different voices and accents from all the people around. It's just something that I've always done. And it's like, I really like the way the Sylvans sound. And I wanted to, like, listen and hear them. I like the sound of different people's voices. And I don't know, I've always been able to mimic how people sound. I just think, don't you think they've got this it's weird. Like you feel that like the people sound like where they're from. That do you not hear in their voice? It sounds like wind blowing through trees. Like I don't know. There's something very. I don't know. It sounds like nature in the soft sound of their voice. Do you not hear that?
Yeah, I do, but I think it's incredibly hard to actually mimic. And as you're, as we're talking, I'm kind of correcting you as well. Like, right, stance one, and I'm like, kind of like, no, put that behind you. Yeah, okay, cool. Elbow up. Okay, cool.
What about this? We are from the land of trees. Dodge
Whoa,
this.
Truffle.
Motherfucker. No, I'm joking.
No, I mean, Truffle, your form is awful, but that sounds exactly like the Silva. How did you do that with your voice?
I just learn by listening and watching.
Well, you don't learn by doing,
Well,
apparently. As I'm kind of adjusting you constantly, I think, you're really not just copying any of the cutter at all. Like, you're just getting it all wrong. But I guess your voice, DM, like, it sounds like the Silva.
Yeah, I imagine it probably would. Based on their answers.
Yeah, I just totally forgot I could do that, but I want to bring it into the narrative. fun meta fact. And then I will continue, and then I will drop and unleash a windmill flurry of wooden blows to keep up. Can you keep up?
I think I just blocked them easily, right?
So that's a DM question right there.
I mean, you guys are not having a proper battle. You can do whatever you want, unless you really want to go for each other.
I'm going for I am throwing as much as I can. There is no form to it. It's up to Akane whether anything gets past her defense.
I think, well, you're pretty skilled with rapier, right? So I think there's occasionally kind of, when you're trying to swing this thing, I think it's pretty obvious where you're going, but I think the odd one kind of clips or makes it through, and I think we're just having fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
Okay, Mr. Evil, are you ready to come out your tent yet? No, so I think we, kind of me and Truffle finish up. I'm going to keep practicing. I think after a while, I'm like, that's really amazing what you're doing there, but I'm going to practice for real. And what would you like to do? And
I think Truffle just sort of accepts that quite graciously. It's it's physical labor. He can barely pick up a stick after a decent sparring. Pulls out the flute from around his neck because he kept the thing on.
Nice.
And just tries to mimic the. I don't know whether he needs to remember it, but tries to remember the sounds of a tune from the night before and tries to play that on his flute.
You can try, but it would be pretty far off. All you really heard was quite distant, like in the background.
He makes his own version of whatever that might be, and
certainly a similar sort of sound.
The remix.
But yeah, just gonna play with it. Flute out, flute it, flute and shoot.
Flute out, flute in, boom.
Flute it.
Lysander, what are you doing?
Lysander is in his tent, frantically flicking through his big book, looking for anything that would tell him about why he is in his current condition, and when and intermittently trying to talk with you-know-who.
Yeah, I mean, you're flicking through and you don't find anything exactly what you're looking for because you're being a bit hasty. You do notice at one point there is like an illustration that you've not seen before. It looks kind of like something you've seen, which is kind of what you would call like an elemental compass, with the main elements like fire and earth and lightning, etc. Except this has got different ones. It's also got light and darkness, but then it's got 4 other ones. It's got mist, metals, blood, and something called absence.
The fifth.
No taking. Oh, Jesus.
And it's like called like a scientific diagram kind of thing of like magical elements, basically, in like a compass shape.
So light, dark, metal, mist, blood,
and absence.
Okay. I'm not mentioning that to anyone. Yeah, and I'll try and talk with you know who, and just be like, why have you taken it? Why have you taken it? Please, can I have it? I need it back, please. I need it back, please.
Juicy.
I need it, man. I need it real bad.
I need it. God, I just
a taste,
need
man.
It.
Just a taste.
Just a taste.
Just the tip.
What are you talking about? Just tell our viewers at home, like what were you talking about?
I'm not saying jack shit.
Yeah, tell our viewers.
Tell us what you're talking about.
I'm just muttering, still wearing my mask, my silver mask with like.
I think we could probably say that Adam, being a warlock, is trying to talk to his patron.
Yes.
Yeah, let's throw that out there in case you didn't gather. He's probably not a musician bard. Shocker.
Truffle, Truffle doesn't know this. I think.
No, Truffle thinks he's a god now. Apparently, he's transcended music and he's gone into the rock of ages. Whatever it's called, the Rock Hall of Fame.
But Sander's trying to communicate with his patron and perhaps not getting what he wants.
Yeah. I'm just doing that until literally someone comes to get me.
I've got an idea who your patron is, by the way. I might text you later.
Steve.
Oh, go for it, mate. Go for it.
Carry on.
Text you later, Brit. Okay, so
AKA
I assume
now.
someone will go and wake up Lysander at some point, or like alert Lysander at some point, and you'll all get yourselves together. Unless anyone's looking for any specific things they want to do before you move on. So you'll gather up.
Put my armor on.
Yeah, you maybe. You probably leave the tent there and come back for it in a bit. But I would say you sort of gather yourselves up and you head like over to the platform where Druindar is waiting. And the Silva, they're just sort of like milling around. You sort of they're not like urging you to do anything. They're just kind of letting you go about your business. And you see these bridges and these platforms are just of all heights, and they just go all over the place. And you can see that this is definitely, it's like a city. It goes on for as far as you can see. And you look down, and you are, I don't know, 150 feet up in the air. Maybe you are very high. If you're afraid of heights, then you'll definitely be getting some vertigo right now. That sort of height. But yeah, you decide maybe either in groups or separately to go exploring this, around the area, and you see all kinds of strange, not quite alien, but very different to normal human and humanoid society. Like, they don't have rooms, they just have these platforms wound of vines and branches, and you see like ones where the Silva are like sitting playing this music that you heard earlier, and they're like drawing these strange arms have been grown into like violin bow type things, and they're drawing them across these leaves, and it's creating this strange resonating, reverberating music. And there's other ones which are like they've got these little sort of like plants which are like cupped with water in it. They're like touching it, and it's making these sort of twinkling sounds, and they're sort of making this strange, like, it's ethereal music. It's sort of almost like arrhythmical, but
Are they all in a
beautiful.
group, or are they spread out amongst?
This is like probably you're seeing like a platform with like maybe 10 or 12 of them, and they're all just sort of like playing these very strange, like alien, bizarre instruments, I guess. Like,
Can I pick up the sound? Can I harmonize with the old bone flute?
Yeah, you probably could. But I think it would be hard because it's not like music that you've heard. It's just the structure of the music is just very free. It's just kind of like these sounds that are sort of
like Elvis jazz.
Yeah. But you
Jelvis.
You sit and listen to it for a few minutes, and you're like, okay, I think I kind of get this. And you try and like play your flute along with it, and you're like, no, not quite. And you listen again, you like play, and eventually you kind of get like a general gist of what it is they're doing.
Oh, epic.
Yes. I can't wait to go on tour.
Yeah, and you cross some more of these bridges and you find like these small colonies of Silva, like groups of like 20, 30, 40 of them, all like kneeling and like in like little areas where the sun comes through, and they're all just like basking like in the sunlight, their eyes closed. And there's the other areas where you pass by and there's like one of these sort of archways of trees, and inside you can see there's like hundreds of different kinds of flowers and bushes, and the Silva are like tending these flowers and like growing them into these beautiful like elaborate designs, and these gardens they're massive, but they're like in the middle of trees, like these flower gardens, and it's like alongside the music and the trickling of water everywhere and these plants, it's just like strangely beautiful. And then you come across another area which is guarded. The first place you've seen that's guarded. And it's these larger Silva, bigger than the other ones, and their parts of their like skin are like bark armor. But they don't have like a bow. They just have like they're just big basically, and they're just standing watch over this area, and you can see inside what looks like this sort of concave area, huge concave area with like all these little like buds, like flower buds basically growing out of trees, but the size of like this big flower buds. And it is obviously very carefully guarded. But yeah, after a little while, a couple of the Silva come over to you and they say, "Druindar and friends, please will you accompany us to visit the Leaf Mother? She is ready for you."
Yeah, I'd just say we would be honoured.
"The honour is ours. Please, follow us."
I think I whispered to Druindar, what's a leaf mother?
She's a boss, bro. I'll just say, I don't know. Truffle, she leads this people.
So yeah, they lead you off down all these paths and bridges, and you're going for a little while, and it's sort of winding, and it's hard to keep track of where you are. And he eventually leads you into these narrower and narrower places, and it goes almost like through a tunnel through trees, and then you emerge into this sort of overgrown, like a dome in the canopy, with this just huge, wide, circular area, and in the middle of this is, I guess, is the Leaf Mother, and it looks like probably was once a Silva, but their feet are like grown into the ground with all these vines and roots, and they're from the trees overhead have like grown down, and like all the branches are like growing into her head and shoulders, and there's like all these flowers growing out where the trees attached to her, and she's just sort of like suspended like in the air by all these roots and branches, and just with her eyes closed, and there's just this strange sort of stillness in the area, and you all approach into this large open chamber.
I'm so nervous.
And the other Silva just wait behind. They like lead you to it.
I think I kind of feels honoured. You know, she's one. You know, she's one that has experience of different culture, being kind of Castellan and stuff like that. And I think kind of is more just excited about this experience.
Chris, like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be
still
at the
there.
back. What disembodied voice? Lysander's just gonna be at the back.
Yeah,
Trying to
Druindar
keep us.
probably standing next to Akane. doesn't really look at the Leaf Mother, almost in a kind of respectful way.
I think I hold your hand as well. I'll go reach out and just kind of wrap my hand around yours.
Truffle stays behind Mum and Dad.
This is a big deal, right?
This is a massive deal.
Yeah, I picked I picked that up. I think I kind of pull you along, like, let's approach the Leaf Mother, sort of, kind of a gentle tug.
Yeah, I'm
I sorry for our audio listeners, eyebrows raised, a gentle tug.
Brilliant.
You know what? I'm trying to be mature, but I struggle. With
I
you
give
guys.
you my hand, and I'm like, come on.
I know your pain,
Yeah,
Joe. I know your pain.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. So, look, I guess I kind of try and pull you along, and you pull me along. We approach the Leaf Mother, I think, slowly and respectfully.
Yeah.
So you'll sort of start to approach her, and she's suspended like her feet like 5 foot off up in the air. It's almost like she's got this, I don't know, otherworldly air about her. Yeah, that's right. She's just like suspended.
Yeah, so kind of
just become one with the trees, and her eyes just slowly open, and there's like just nothing but green, inside, and she's almost like you could tell she was once like quite this beautiful being, like hauntingly beautiful. And she just like looked from one to the other of you, measuringly, and there's a sort of like moment of silence. She pauses. And I guess she would say, what would she say? Off script. Welcome, Druindar and friends. I am the Leaf Mother. I believe you have been acquainted with my children.
We have, and thank you for their protection from the blight.
I have seen your passing through the woods, have seen your troubles. What brings you to this place?
I look at Akane, just to kind of see whether she wants to explain it probably more eloquently than I would.
I'm just like under my breath. I'm like, what? They brought us here. I was like, Drew, this is all you. And I think I whispered that to him. Like, this is all you.
She means what brings you to the woods in general.
Yeah, she's asking why we're here. But based on the fact that I was started to tell them why we were here earlier, and you cut me off, I kind of look at you as if to say, do you want to talk about it?
Alright, so I step forward, and I look up at the Leaf Mother, and I say, we're seeking safe passage through the woods. The land of Liodos is in trouble when we seek to bring peace to it, and we need to reach the other side.
It is a dangerous place to go through these days, the woods. Witherbark, they call it. Do you know why they call it Witherbark?
If we had the luxury of time, we would go around, but I don't know why they call it Witherbark. I guess it's to do with the blight, Lord of the Glade, and the fact the bark is withering.
Yes.
Question mark?
I apologize, I forget others have time they must be constrained by. Yes, unfortunately, you speak of the Lord of the Glade. He is at the heart of all this. I do not believe he is the source, but he is powerful. He was not always this way, but he found something, and it corrupted him, and now he cannot escape his fate. Bound to this wood, bound to corrupt all he touches. But I cannot
he's
send my Silva there.
Because he's contagious, right? It will spread to your folk.
Yes. Very perceptive. The Silva... I am ashamed to say I have sent them to try to stop him. They were either corrupted and killed or completely turned, and now live under his service.
I guess
can
it's,
risk no more.
Druindar sort of looks a bit sad at that point because that's not a very pleasant thing for nature to be corrupted like that. I just say, good Leaf Mother, is it your belief that whilst the Lord of the Glade is not the direct cause, that by removing the Lord from Witherbark, you believe it would free the forest of the Blight?
I am not sure. It is not him, but that which he guards, which causes the blight. There is an object of some kind. It is not of this world. Something alien. The trees and animals, they do not know. They cannot tell me what this object is, but... long ago, this object came to the woods and began to spread its corruption, and the gods were unable to stop it, and so they planted a sapling of Yggdrasil upon it to contain its evil. That is the only thing that keeps it in check. How to get rid of it permanently, we do not know.
Do you need our assistance? We would gladly give it, and I look at everyone as if to say, we would gladly give it. I don't know what the response is.
Yeah, I think Akane looks at you like, I'm going along with this, but really, like...
She's like very hesitant. She's like, I do not wish to send you into battle against Indirax, for he is a powerful foe. However, it is rare that I get opportunity to call on the aid of ones such as yourselves. If you would be willing to help, then I will aid you with as many silver as I can. But, of course, if we fail, the consequences could be catastrophic.
We don't require payment. But, of course, I'd have to discuss that with my companions.
She was talking about silver as in the elves. Druindar.
Oh, yes. My bad.
Oh, you're so cute. You just love everything she's saying. Like, everything literally. Like,
I know, I'm just not
whatever you want. Yeah.
like, oh, no.
I don't need silver. Oh, the silver. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, those guys. Oh, yeah. The guys we've been talking about. Yeah. Cool.
Can I use my awakened mind and talk directly to Druindar, and just in a kind of whisper, ask, was there always just a mother, or is this a father that's gone missing?
I can't respond to that, can I? No. Okay, so I think at this point I just say to the Leaf Mother that, you know, I would gladly offer everything I have to help right the wrongs within the forest, but of course I do not make decisions by myself, and this sounds like a powerful foe, and I would not be able to go on this quest alone. So I would have to request the assistance of my companions, but of course we may need to confer to discuss whether we can assist you. But I would hope with every part of me that that would be the case.
We understand, and you are welcome to stay in Ethendra as long as you like. However, there is more. Though Indirax has been there for some time, the woods are busy of late. Many and more seek to lay roots in this place. It does not belong to them, nor the Silva, nor anyone. It's a place of nature, under the watchful eye of Yggdrasil. But there are other dangers. Some creatures have been bringing fire to the forest. Bringing magical fire, burning through swathes of trees and plants and animals. I can hear and feel their screams of pain. I do not know what this has to do with Indirax, if anything, but I would bid you be careful.
Well, we appreciate the warning. Well, I have another question, Leaf Mother, if it's okay.
Of course.
What do you know where the Lord of the Glade came from?
He was once a dweller of the woods. He lived here for many, many years, until the object came and corrupted him.
Is he a man? Is he Is he flesh and blood?
Man? No. He is not unlike us, made of plant and wood, but much larger and far more dangerous.
We are going to the we're going to the Vault of Silora. Is the Lord of the Glade en route? Silora is where we're heading,
Silva.
if you know it. We understand it to be northeast.
Northeast. Well, if you continue heading in that direction, you will enter the heart of the woods, where the glade resides, as well as Indirax, and also you may bump into others there, though I am not in a position to claim their allegiance. Creatures of stone animated by magical power. Yes.
Sounds dangerous.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds like a bitch.
Their leader calls himself Huasi, and I believe he has something of a grudge against Indirax.
So I think we fought against one of the henchmen of Hawasi before. Well, at least Lysander has, and I turn around and look at him.
Oh. Then you are strong indeed.
Yeah, he murked that fool.
I just like bow my head a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, I look at the rest of the guys as if to kind of... I give them the look that says... Is there anything else? Any more? Any more for any more?
I think, so let's summarise, right? Galanar Salandria rests on a knife edge. We need to kind of make it to the Vault of Silora and find the cinder that we're looking for. I absolutely agree we should help out this cause, and it is nice, but it seems contained within these woods. You know, I'm not sure kind of what Indirax, the Lord of the Glade, can do past the edge of the woods, whereas we're looking at war across the continent and the world if we're not careful.
I'm more than happy to take it away and discuss it out of the.
Ixnay on the Eat Mother A.
Let's take this conversation offline.
Oh, fuck off. I knew you were going to say that.
Just jump into another Zoom call with me.
Business.
I'm not saying anything.
Party splitting quest.
No disrespect, Leaf Mother. I absolutely think this is something we should deal with.
We're heading that way.
It sounds complex. Yeah, we've got to find Hawasi. We've got to convince him that actually the soldier that Lysander destroyed with his immense power was an accident. We then got to convince him to side with us so we can take on Indirex. To figure out what's controlling him, which we believe is an object so corruptible and so powerful that it takes an Yggdrasil sap to control it at the moment. It feels like more... I look at Lysander. It feels like more than we initially imagined this quest to be.
I'll awaken mind Druindar again and just be like, I am with you, my friend.
I look at him approvingly.
Truffle, what's your view on all of this? Are you on mute, dude?
Truffle's on mute.
The Truffle's literally sat there just watching the adults in a meeting that he feels like he stumbled into by accident. He is very much Merry and Pippin at the he's like, this is not what we signed up for. I'm like, Truffle did not know what he signed up for at the very beginning. Ever since he saw the Chihuahua, he's entirely sure what's going on. And Truffle just slowly like keep quiet, nods. You know, he's already offended them by trying to fill up his water skin with holy water, so, you know, keeping himself quiet.
Truffle, you're one of the group. Your vote is equally valid. What do you think we should do?
Whatever you think we should do.
It doesn't work like that, my friend. You know, you've proven yourself in battle.
Like, are you guys serious? Are you having this conversation, right? Like,
So, how about this, guys? Because it seems like this might be a larger decision by the sounds of what you're saying. If you want, we could sort of cut off here. You can say you go off to confer, and you can tell me what you think you're all going to do next time.
I think we're trying to, yeah, so I'd love that. I think we're trying to figure it out, right? This is a huge decision, a huge commitment.
And I would say
we can't just go, well, it's on the way.
there is
on the way.
I know it is, mate.
There is the implication that you may get some kind of reward if you assist.
It feels like the right thing.
She may also, if you decide not to, she will just let the Silva guide you out of the woods.
It feels, I guess, and I do want to end this, you know, but it is massively interesting, right? It feels like the right thing to do, and it feels like something I kind of would want to do. But equally, the message I think from Syrian has kind of just put her on edge a little bit. Things are moving fast. Leopoldo's just getting more crazy, and actually their main mission is to stop war across the continent
You have
and
no
the world.
idea. You have no idea.
Yeah, you've massively read into that.
Yes.
It could
You
be
have
that
literally zero idea what's going on.
Beatrice could have invaded something. She could have declared something.
Beatrice is a saint. You don't talk about Beatrice.
We're on the wrong side. That's what I say.
Who knows?
Beatrice is. We are throwing down with Beatrice at some point. No one walks around with dudes like that. The only person who's worse than Beatrice is Zemcel. And even then, I'm not sure.
Fucking Zemcel.
Zemcel the bard.
You've got to give important NPCs big scary bodyguards so the murder hobos don't kill them.
I'm not being funny, but what makes those guys any more important than this race who just protected it? Well, not that we needed the protection, but helped us defeat these stuff, took us into their home, and want to ask us for this help, even though they don't want to ask us because actually they're not like that, and we're going to just tell them no.
Lysander agrees. He has no interest in this ancient alien artifact.
Akane agrees. It means a lot to Druindar, and she can't justify how the extra week or 2 weeks would take that much out of their schedule.
I
Truffle
can't
being
justify
on the
the
camp
amount
here
that our DM has potentially written into the Lord of Blighted, and we're just gonna wander around it.
No, I think
That's
I've
what
always
happens.
wanted.
It's
I
entirely your
wanted-
decision to pick which hooks you want to take on.
We've already
Hey.
done that probably several times, and he's like, "Look over here," and we're like, "Nah, it's fine." And he's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Over here took me 4 hours.
Yeah. Would you like to explore this part of the cavern you haven't explored? No, I think we're gonna head back to town. We might come back later.
We investigate the spoons.
But it's a funny thing because you can write all these things and you kind of assume that people are just going to do it. But it's actually a lot harder than you think to get players interested in something.
I think you've created a world with friction and various political tensions and various characters that we've created in your world that have different kind of aspirations. So seriously, Akane is weighing this up. She wants to do it, but like equally, don't forget that Bitch is the first empowered this autonomous unit to go and fix this kind of crisis that's happening in the world.
I
"Such
agree.
a brown nose."
No, seriously, you're like
Teacher.
no.
Yeah, but this is the folly of man. War, you know, greed,
So rich.
war, and all that stuff. This
But at
is
the same time, he is kind of right. It's like that's time sensitive for this. I don't know. It's just fallen on your plate and you don't know what the deal is.
We'll come
Truffle's
back.
basically short round in the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom episode where he's just sort of stumbled along on an adventure. He's not entirely sure what's going on.
But it's very
All very
effective.
exciting.
He's actually important, right? He saves Indy from himself and the.
Yeah, I know
the spike.
Truffle is vital to your survival. Don't count on the amount of time I've taken down giant unicorn moths with the last shot. Don't worry about that. Truffle
Yeah.
is clutch.
Clutch. Yeah. After Lysander's poured 7,000 damage into it, and you spit at it.
Oh, now Lysander's doing.
Not
7,000
salty.
damage.
Not salty at all.
Now Lysander's doing 7,000
Truffle's
damage.
just in a position where he's trying to figure out how the world works, and he's understanding that people lie and people cheat, and there's bigger things than just the microcosm of the world that he's in, and he's now realizing that he's a potential part of this. It's all very, very interesting. So for the time being, yeah, he is very much like he's gathering his voice. I think, right? He's gauging when he can actually engage because he's never engaged with people before. But he's now getting into worlds which have massive impacts on, like, you know, this is world-changing impacts, and it's more than just this person said this, this person said that.
Truffle needs like a Disney princess like song moment, like looking at some water and they're just and you're just like,
Oh my god.
Like,
What is
Straight
my
up.
true face?
Whatever, it's
No
gonna be
one
straight
has
up
told
Mulan.
me.
Mulan, let's get
What
down
is
to
my
business.
true
let's
place?
get down to business.
biz.
A goblin, I am green.
okay. So
But
anyway,
Anyway, let's take it
This has gone away.
offline.
This has gone away from me, guys. I don't know what's happening anymore. Okay, so DMing time. Right, so for next time, we'll call it here. End of the session. You guys are can go away from the Leaf Mother unless you have any specific questions, which you can tell me, and I'll give you information for. You're gonna go away and confer offline. I want you guys to decide what you're gonna do. Let me know before next session, preferably earlier rather than later. And also, if you can just tell me what it is that you wrote in the letter to Syrian. If someone can just draft me the letter. And tell me.
I'll do that.
Yes. But other than that, I think we can
no worries.
end the
Well,
session.
we'll let you know our decision 7:30, 2 weeks time.
Either way, don't feel bad about saying either way because I have lots of stuff for either eventuality. So don't worry.
I'm gonna eat that thing, that alien artifact. I'm gonna eat it up and I'm gonna get all its power.
Nice.
You know what? Truffle's gonna accidentally eat it, isn't he? He's gonna become the goblin god and rule the world.
Then I will eat truffle.
Crazy shit.
And then we'll be constantly eating each other for life.
Stop eating each other. This is not okay. Nothing about this is okay.
You just become this ethereal sky god, and it's just Druindar and Akane
Eating.
behind this shield with his sword, like, we're fucked. We are so fucked. How did this happen on our watch? Mr. Squirrel on our shoulder. Garland like bleeding out as usual. Like,
Just everything. It's like Lysander's like a god, and then Garland's just like on the floor, crumpled in pieces.
Level 2. We just need to leave him behind.
Garland's level
somewhere.
3 now.
Oh, he levels up.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
started
keeping
at
him
level
for
1.
the whole adventure.
He-
No, there's
we
no
keep-
way he's dying. He is going to be so
At
bloody
level
powerful.
3, nothing. So all he got was extra HP.
Yeah, that's good. He needs that HP.
He's got no class, has he? So he's just
No.
got punch. His class is
We're
punching.
going to train him up. He's going to have a training. We're going to leave him for like somewhere for like 6 months and come back later, and he's
Yeah.
going to be a
Gonna-
straight up
He has
monk.
a
Get the
sword
alien-
now, which you didn't have. So it's like
Get the alien artifact, shove it into him, and he becomes one of your
Garland, the
homebrew classes.
blood hunter,
As if
artificer.
Lysander would let us do that.
Yeah,
Oh
fuck
my
that.
god! It'd be like
Mine.
it'd be like the Lich King in World of
I'm
Warcraft.
still on the hunt.
He would
for an
become the Lord of the
artificer.
Glade, and we couldn't remove him, but he'd be a good Lord of the Glade.
Ah.
We need to find an artificer to fix him because he is falling apart.
oh,
We will when we get out of the woods, right? When we get
get out of the woods,
There's
you
not
got-
an
you got-
artificer in there.
when you get out of the woods, you got Hawksbridge on your way, which is like a town, which will probably be your next point of call.
Yeah,
Before,
so
you,
we'll try
before
to
you then
Father
hop
Lord
over
of
to the
Glade,
vault.
and we'll go to Silva, and then we'll go and fix
We're
Garland.
gonna pimp our Garland. Get
But
some
by the
upgrades
time
on
you've
him.
done that,
Uh,
who knows what will be your priority? Who knows?
We need to swing past. We need to swing past Hallandale.
Mhm.
They'll have an artificer there.
Hallandale is not a swing.
Big.
It's in the middle of Salandria.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But anyways,
Well,
so
this guy can fly,
Anyway.
so that'll be quicker.
we're done for the day. Thank
What
you
will
very
happen
much
next?
to anyone who's.
I don't want to be done, Daniel. I want to keep
Well,
going.
You can't. You can't. You must decide what you're going to do and let me know. But anyway, thank you very much to anyone who's been watching. We really do appreciate it. Please follow us on Twitch if you're very kind, and check out our social media at
If you're
Ethendra
not.
DnD on Twitter, and
It's down there.
it's down there in the About section. Please check it out. Follow us, like us, etc. And we will see you next time. We are Rolling Thunder D&D. We'll see you next Thursday for Legends of Eldaron with our new DM, Kyle. Take care. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Bye.
Rolling Thunder out. Yeah.